to DePaul. This donation could get you a tax deduction. Visit svdpbr.org.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, October 23rd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 88 in hour one of today's show. We'll react to the Alvin Kamara contract news. We'll hear from LSU head coach Brian Kelly at his press conference, and we'll look at SEC quarterback play across the board. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Welcome into Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota.
Ooh, you're scary.
We're bringing you the spookiest sports talk in town with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Terrifying and terrible.
Live from the haunted Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yellow! Taylor, you can just do this angle. Do my best Moscona impression today. T-Bob here, Alondra here, Taylor here. We basically forced Jake to take the day off. If you listened yesterday, you could probably hear his voice was beginning to go a bit. It turns out, doing 6 hours of radio a day while coaching all 8 of your kids' little league teams can maybe add up over time, a little bit of wear and tear. So trying to give Jake a little second to rest the voice, get healthy, get back. Remember, guys, last year, this is when my body shut down and we went through the shingles debacle. So we are going to do everything that we can to make sure that shingles does not rear its ugly head once again in this studio, because I do not wish that on my worst enemy. That freaking sucks. So I especially don't wish it on my partner in crime here. But as I texted the group this morning, don't worry. I like to talk. Alondra does too. And Taylor has enough hot air to get us around the world in 80 days if need be. So we should be good to go. We got a very good show planned for you today. You heard we got Flestering, Lucci, everything else coming up today. I want to get to Brian Kelly. So I normally do it on Tuesday. That's on me. A little bit of an oversight. We didn't. But I thought another very interesting press conference on Monday from Brian Kelly, just kind of previewing this upcoming game against Texas A&M and looking back a bit to last week. Got more thoughts on the college football scene as a whole. Looking at quarterback play right now in the SEC is kind of shocking. Maybe go down that road a little bit. And bottom line, it's going to be a very fun show. 7 to 10 a.m., 104.5 ESPN, wherever you're listening. If you want to get in the Bayou Ford YouTube chat, youtube.com/1045 ESPN. And as always, please, the algorithmic gods that rule our existence, by liking and subscribing. Alondra, what's up? How we feeling today? You feeling good?
I feel great. Shout out to the Block Fit. Got me a little 5 a.m. workout this morning. And we're going to be doing this thing. I'm going to Nashville next month for the CMAs.
Okay, nice.
So we're going to be doing like a little get right.
Getting snatched for the CMAs.
They're going to snatch me for the CMAs.
Snatch
I kind of like that
CMAs.
better.
Yeah,
So we were doing like the block to Broadway, but I kind of like snatch for the CMAs better.
Block to Broadway is really good though, because it's a business that makes a little more sense.
That's true.
Snatch to CMAs just sounds a little funner.
Yeah.
A little more alliterative. Well, that's great. I know. Hey, nothing beats those 5 a.m. endorphins.
I know. I wish I could go a little earlier, but I like
it pushes us up a little bit to get the clock, but you do some more stuff the night before, you're good to go. I agree. Had a great hot bells this morning at Evolve. Did a classic Wednesday wet check. Exceptionally wet this morning by the time that workout was done. I mean, just absolutely soaked. But now showered up and feeling good.
So
Taylor,
wait, is it? Sorry.
Sure, go ahead.
Is it like a? Are you in a sauna? Is it like a hot work situation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna
crank
do,
the heater up, tiny room, just really get wet.
So I'm gonna do hot yoga at the block
Love
on
it.
Sunday. I've
Love
never
it.
done it before,
You've
but
never done it?
I've done like hot works.
Yeah.
So I've done like the rower and the bike and stuff like that, but I've never done yoga before.
I used to do yoga Pilates in those hot rooms for years and years and years before I had too many kids and it just stopped working out. So that's some of my favorite as well. Tay, what's up with you, dude? How are you feeling? What take is at the top of your mind right now?
All of them.
Is it this take on Celsius?
Not
right when I walked into this office this morning, Taylor
That's a
started
big
giving me a
Celsius, too.
diatribe on energy drinks.
No, it's not energy drinks.
Okay.
Guys, I got a plan on how to get my wife more interested in sports.
Okay.
It kept me up last night, so if I'm a little down in the dumps, it's because I didn't sleep very well. I was processing this whole thing. She gets home last night around the same time I do, probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I had like the little Frozen Frenzy hockey thing on. It's just like a little hockey whip around. I like to tune into that every now and then.
Wait.
And so
you had a casual early season Frozen Frenzy.
it was on ESPN.
So red
and
zone
ESPN2.
for hockey, basically.
Yeah, it was on ESPN too.
Yeah.
It was the only thing on, and I was like, I'll tune in a little bit, see what it's about. And I'm just sitting there eating dinner, having a good time. Victoria walks in, and I don't know if she meant this or maybe she was just tired. She said, "Where's the remote?" I just handed it over in defeated look on my face. She goes to change the channel, and she goes, "I don't want to watch sports." I was like, "What, like tonight?" She goes, "No, ever." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she goes, you watch it too much, and I don't like it."
Dang.
So she puts
I
on
get it.
this
You do.
reality show on Netflix called
Yes.
Outlast.
Yeah.
It's a lot like Survivor, but you have to be on like a team to win type thing.
Okay.
And I was explaining to her, like, sports itself is not unlike these competition reality shows. So what I'm going to have to do is any sports take I have, any breaking news that I want to talk to someone about, she's the only one around. I'm going to have to break it to her like there's drama going on. You know what I mean? Because I feel like she loves the competition shows because of the drama. So that's my new strategy. I'm going to try it. I'm going to let you guys know how it goes.
To be fair, there's a lot of drama in sports, and I love.
I know,
when
but I'm
going to
have to deliver it a certain way.
I mean, what is this weekend's game against A&M if not a kind of proxy rose ceremony for the college football playoff? Who's going to accept this rose? Who will be given the rose? Will it be A&M or will it be LSU? Because there's only 12 of these things, and everybody's fighting over him. And we're all trying to prove to the Golden Batch or the Golden Playoff Committee that we are deserving of such an opportunity. Okay, I will say this. Credit to both LSU and A&M. I think they are both here for the right reasons, which is absolutely what I want to see in my college football playoff teams. All right, let's go ahead and dive in to some of this Brian Kelly sound from Monday. And I want to start with Kelly 6. This is an answer about the 12-team playoff. Does it change the way that they view this A&M game? I mean, hell, I just couched it like that, right? And what Brian Kelly says is entirely indicative of why he has had so much success, I believe, in his tenure at LSU and why this program is moving in the right direction.
I think the one thing that is so important to point out, everybody's looking for how can they be consistent? How can they be the same team week in and week out? And for us, it's about our preparation and our process and how we can be consistent. It's the consistent application of what we do and how we do it, and then turning that over to performance. So whether it's a 14 playoff, 18, 12 team, that really doesn't come into the equation as much as how we prepare consistently. Are we going to prepare as well as we did last week? And if we do, then we will perform equal to that. And that's really what we'll focus on this week.
And look, that is something that Brian Kelly has been adamant about his entire tenure at LSU is that process, those daily, positive, accountable habits that you create and then apply every single day. And when you remove yourself from the results being the end-all, be-all, or the playoff being the end-all, be-all, when you remove yourself from that and instead you focus on what do I need to do right now, right? Like when you do that, what that naturally does, it achieves the goal that everybody in life should be trying to achieve, no matter what the facet, like no matter what your job is, anything, it achieves presence. You're not future oriented, so you're not worried about what's going to happen in the future and letting that distract you. You're not past oriented, so you're not worried about the last play or anything else, or maybe something disappointing that happened and letting that affect you going forward. Your feet are firmly where you're standing, and that presence is a superpower in any facet of life, but especially in sports. I know if you listen to me enough, you've probably heard me say this so many times that it's become very trite and a bit hackneyed at this point. But like, you watch the Last Dance documentary with Michael Jordan, and what is the consistent theme? Everybody talks about his ability to live in the present as almost a near superpower. It's the same reason why Nick Saban, made so much hay with the process back in the day, because process equals presence. And this is something that has to build over time as well, right? Year one in a process is not going to pay the dividends that year three does. And over time, you see trust begin to develop, because you now have upperclassmen who have been involved in this process for a long time that see, oh, wait, when I do the things, like when I practice what we preach, I am seeing positive results. And so even though you're not results oriented, you can use that to give you confidence in the process. And so it starts to build upon itself. And that's what you're seeing at LSU right now. And then you even get the generational transference of information, where now you have upperclassmen who have been doing this for 3 years. They believe in it, and they're able to pass it on to the younger guys. And that was one of the most shocking things that Brian Kelly talked about during Monday, was they played 11 true freshmen in that game against Arkansas. 11 true freshmen starting on the road in the SEC, and you put together your most complete game yet. And when you're talking about going on the road to a Texas A&M, maybe the hardest environment you'll be in all season, that consistency, that removal from the results, that is critical to being yourself, achieving that business trip mentality and accomplishing the goals that you set out for yourself. Especially when I believe, like I do, that you're slightly better than A&M. I don't think it's a large gap. I think you're slightly better. So how do you take advantage of that? By being yourself, okay? And you do that through the process. I really loved that answer from Brian Kelly. This was a pretty nuanced question. This is Kelly 10, and this is about Nussmeier's completion percentage it's about Garrett Nussmeier's completion percentage in the SEC. And it leads to a larger conversation, and I don't know who asked it, but credit to him, because he made clear, because Garrett Nussmeier is completing less than 60% of his passes in the SEC right now. But, in conference games, yeah, right? But if you look at the quarterbacking room as a whole in conference games, it's pretty shocking. Everybody's down. You have Carson Beck with 8 touchdowns and 8 picks. Jalen Milroe, 5 touchdowns, 6 picks. Let's see who. Actually, where is? Oh, Quinn Ewers isn't even on here because he hasn't played enough SEC games to qualify. But Brady Cook, supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league entering the year. He doesn't have great stats in the SEC. Really, nobody does. Here's what Coach Kelly had to say about maybe why Garrett Nussmeier's completion percentage is lagging a bit in conference play.
Our passing game, and you can, obviously look at what we do. We're not a team that takes some of the bubble screens and the quick entry pass throws as part of what we do on a consistent basis. We'll have some free access throws on the perimeter, but we're through passing game progression, which is some more complex throws. So our percentage is going to be a little bit lower. We're not going to be in the 70 to 75 percentile. We're going to be probably in the 60s. So it's really what our choice is relative to the kind of passing game that we're running with Garrett.
Yeah, and on the front end of that, he was asked about Jaden Daniels last year, and that, it's 70-plus completion percentage and basically said, look, that was Daniels just throwing the ball at a superhuman level, basically, right? And this is still Nuss's, he didn't say this, is me saying this now. This is still Nuss's first year starting. And he's gone against some of the best defenses in the entire SEC, and they're asking him to do hard things. They are not coddling him. I mean, think back, and this is not, I don't want to be, whatever. If you want to take this however you will. Year one of Jaden Daniels, you did protect him a little bit. You did rely on a lot of those quicker throws, easy decisions, cut the field in half. Right now, they are asking us to work through all of his progressions. You say, oh, well, T-Bob, last week you had a lot of those. Well, no, those are just those are not bubble screens, all those kind of 5 little 8-yard hitches that you hit last game. That was just taking what the defense gives you. If they're going to give you that soft coverage, what they call them, like alert looks, I think it might have been. But you just whip it out there, get the ball to your playmaker space, let him make a play. That's just reading what the defense gives you. That's not a bubble screen or anything by call or design. And so the ceiling on Garrett Nussmeier is pretty wild. I mean, if you listen to the show, you probably know I host a show with Aaron Murray called Snaps, and we watch all the games, break them down in depth. And here's Aaron's top 10 SEC quarterbacks as it stands right now. He has Garrett Nussmeier, number 1. He has Diego Pavia, number 2. He has Quinn Ewers, 3, then Jackson Dart, then Van Buren from Mississippi State, then Carson Beck, then Jalen Milroe, then Nico Iamaleava, then Lagway, then Wigman. The point is, and then Brady Cook all the way down there at 12. The point is, remember entering the season, we would have, this would have been unfathomable. I mean, entering the year, we talked about how good Garrett Nussmeier could be, but my thought was always, yeah, but look at all the guys that are coming back, like Beck, Ewers, Milroe, Cook. Like, he's got a lot of guys he has to fight through in order to prove how good he is. And, even though the stats are kind of a mixed bag for everybody in some ways, I think objectively he is playing the best football out of any quarterback. Now, this might be his greatest test yet in College Station against this front, but I'm excited to watch the continued growth of Garrett Nussmeier, and I think we should just acknowledge how good he's been on a very tough stage thus far. As far as Mike Elko goes, that is a coach that I thought was a very good hire for A&M. This is going to be Kelly 14 and 15. Of course, Brian Kelly hired Mike Elko back the day at Notre Dame to be his defensive coordinator. Why has it worked out so well at A&M? This is Kelly 14.
Look, it's like anything else, right? We just talked about Blake Baker, right, and his ability to relate. Mike does a great job with the players. He's demanding, but never demeaning. He has a standard of what he expects, but has always been able to build great relationships with his players. And so when you have that standard, and he's a very bright mind when it comes to defensive and defensive structures, he's got layers to everything relative to how to play defense. He's seen every coverage, knows every defensive front. So you've got a guy that has great experience.
And here's Brian Kelly on why he hired Mike Elko. They just cut that answer off, huh? Here's why he hired Mike Elko at Notre Dame.
He's done it at a lot of different levels, right? And I've always respected those coaches because that's where I've come from. I started as a Division II head coach. He's worked his way up. And, anytime you can hire an Ivy League grad, that's makes me smarter. So that worked out well for me.
And so I guess the point of all of this is to show respect to the opponent. These are not the Jimbo teams of old that were a lot of flash, but a very brittle culture, kind of lacking in the substance. The same way that we champion how Blake Baker has changed the feeling of this defense, the cohesiveness of the guys. I think Mike Elko's accomplished a lot of those same things at Texas A&M this year. And trust me when I say, we just said, look, it's been hard on all quarterbacks in the SEC this year. Remember Blake Baker last game lining up that Maryland I formation wrinkles. A&M, and I want to talk to Billy Lucci about this because I've had some A&M fans hit me up online saying that this is kind of what they're hearing in the A&M press conferences. But A&M is going to have some tricks up their sleeve defensively for Nuss in this offense this weekend. And they're going to need it because they have not faced an offense anywhere near what LSU is bringing to bear this year. Whereas I do think this LSU offense has faced some really damn good defenses already and played very well. All right, let's go to a break here. And then when we get back, I got like 2 more answers I want to get to. And then I want to celebrate this LSU offensive and defensive line, because you really gotta appreciate, again, what you've seen thus far halfway through the season. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552. Centralplumbing.org is your one-stop plumbing shop. And they have been for half a century, y'all. How do you last half a century? How do you grow over half a century? Right? How do you have this continued success? Because you advertise with Off the Bench? No. Because you do things the correct way, and your customers are satisfied. Because you have things like flat rate pricing, where there's no just surprise or hidden fees when you go to checkout at the end, like it's one of these food delivery apps. It's because you have licensed, bonded, insured employees that people can trust that are coming into your home. It's because the quality of the work is excellent. And if anything ever does go wrong, there's excellent warranty on the back end to make sure you are covered. So whether it's any sort of plumbing repair, or maybe you want to do a bathroom remodel, tankless water heater, you want to go to centralplumbing.org or call 925-8552. That's centralplumbing.org.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America, Off the Bench.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Here on YouTube.com/1045 ESPN if you want to get involved in the Body Forward YouTube chat. Bobby Boucher's lawnmower says he definitely does some on us, but there's been opportunities missed as well. If a true deep threat doesn't move, Lacey's going to be demon. Yeah, I think that the one part of Nuss's game right now that I think you could, because nobody's perfect. You're looking for areas in which to improve, and I'll be interested to pick Matt Flynn's brain about this. If you hit on a couple more of those deep balls, like last game you had Kyron Lacey, you throw to the space a bit more early on. If you hit on a couple of those, I mean then you are talking about getting into truly unstoppable range. And then the last Kelly bit I want to play here is Kelly 16. It's about Aaron Burrell. And remember, we mentioned Aaron a bit early on because LSU right now is top 5 in the country in terms of touchback percentage and overall number of touchbacks. He's got a lot of opportunity, and he is not allowing other teams to return the ball at over a 90% clip. And I think it's real easy to just kind of hand wave that away and not think about it much. But there's good, like last week I was watching Miami-Louisville. Miami goes up 2 scores. Looks like they're about to get control of the game. What happens next? Kick return for a touchdown. Miami fumbles. It's a tie game out of nowhere, right? Like the kick return for a touchdown, that's the extreme example. But even starting a drive on the 30, the 35, the 40, like that stuff matters. And Aaron Burrell hasn't been giving them a chance. And listen, you can tell that coaches really love the kind of nerdy in the margins wins like a great kickoff specialist, because listen to the passion with which Brian Kelly answers this question about Aaron Burrell.
He's a weapon, obviously, because you almost don't even have to worry about kickoff return, which, clearly we struggled with. I mean, we struggled with, covering kicks. But, here's a guy that had a fractured kneecap and rehabbed all summer, put himself in a position where, he could kick in the opener. It wasn't 100%, and he's clearly gotten better and better and better as the year's gone on to where he's automatic, as you mentioned. He's got a great demeanor. He works hard every day. And, Damian Ramos is kicking so well, but his leg is, he, as I mentioned before, he's going to have to work on some of the accuracy at times, but, he's kicking them from 60 plus in practice, and he's going to be a great weapon for us as a field goal kicker as well.
So Aaron Burrell for now. So, I mean, look, for right off the bat, you could hear how happy he is to have a weapon like Burrell, covering up one of your weaknesses in terms of coverage. But how about that last little part? I didn't realize that. I didn't know, is this a guy that's going to just be like an Avery Atkins, like a kickoff specialist his whole time here? No, talking about him kicking it, you got to work the action, but from 60 plus consistently, and combined with what we've seen in the greater context of college football and the NFL, where kickers just seem to be evolving to a new level of consistency, that's very exciting and bodes very well for the future. So those are a few of the highlights that I saw from the Brian Kelly press conference on Sunday. Actually, one more, and I'm sad Jake's not here because I would love to play this one for him. But this is Kelly 12 talking about being asked about Caden Durham playing when he's not at 100%.
I'm really impressed with a freshman running back that is not playing at 100%, but in there playing with grit and toughness and just the kind of resolve that he has. A lot of guys would not be in the game. He's playing at about 80, 85%, but he's got great vision. He's got toughness, keeps his legs moving, and injuries are hard to deal with at any position. But when you're a running back and you've got an injury and you're still fighting through it, I think it says a lot about the young man, and really proud of him.
I think it's an important highlight because, I mean, look, man, I cover this team very in depth. I didn't even realize that Caden Durham wasn't 100%. I mean, 80 to 85%. Playing hurt at a position where your entire job is to just absorb hits, getting 20-plus touches, putting your body through it, that's grit, that's fight, that's determination. That's the type of stuff, if you're an upperclassman on this team, you see a young cat doing like that, that's how you earn the respect of your elders and the trust of your teammates. I know, Scott. I know I'm sad that Jake isn't in the studio to hear him say grit. Alondra, give me a floater. Sorry, to do right here.
Okay, you can do AccuTemp.
Go to AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com for all your AC, heat, and electrical needs, guys. Caden Durham blowing you away with his toughness. AccuTemp blowing you away with their customer service. Service to the highest degree is their kind of guiding light. It's their mission statement, their core ethos. And so it's time for you to take control of your comfort zone. Call up AccuTemp. There are things like the Star Club membership, which are great, where it's a flat monthly fee, and they stay on top of your systems year-round to make sure that you avoid any hefty paydays, catastrophic issues down the road. Or if you just need a general checkup, you want to have come out, it's so easy. They're the best. And if you're like, well, of course you're going to say they're the best. Well, go look at the online reviews. I mean, thousands and thousands, and they got a 4.9 rating because, again, service to the highest degree is their everything. And if you need a whole home generator, storm season to protect you, the family, give you estimates so you know exactly how all that would work. So go to AccuTemp Baton Rouge, AccuTempBR.com. All right, real quick here, I want to celebrate the offensive line and I guess I should say maybe the defensive scheme combined with mainly the D-line and the front seven. But LSU right now, and you want to talk about why you're in a good position right now. What's the most important part of football? Affecting the quarterback, and so by extension, stopping your own quarterback from being affected, right? Like, that is the position that determines more than any other how the game goes. Right now, LSU is tied with South Carolina for first in the SEC and second in the country, averaging 4 sacks per game. A&M is 6th in the SEC at 2.8, so they've been pretty good as well. But again, a defense, and I need to dig up Lon's numbers as well because he's been keeping a running tally compared to last year to this year, and it's really starting to separate. But a defense that was god-awful last year is now in the lead in the SEC and second in the nation for sacks per game. And it becomes really effective when you then combine that with the fact that LSU is first in the SEC by far and second in the nation, again, only giving up 0.29 sacks per game. And the only reason you're second in the country is because you're sandwiched between Army and Navy. You throw the ball 40 times a game, guys. Not only do you throw the ball 40 times a game, you've played South Carolina. You played Ole Miss. South Carolina, again, tied for you for second in the nation in sacks, first in the SEC. Ole Miss, 10th in the nation in sacks. Like, you've played some of the most fearsome pass rushes, and yet you're giving up 0.29 sacks per game. A&M's giving up 1. Actually, they're second on this list. Now, they don't throw it as much, a more conservative style, but still, A&M, that's good on them. But, like, really think about that. You are second in the nation in sacks, second in protecting the quarterback. That's why you sit here potentially in the driver's seat for a playoff spot. That's why when we were telling you early on that, like, yes, the run blocking needs work, right? I called them average run blockers, and they're getting better in that regard. But the whole time we kept telling you these are elite pass protectors, though. And that's the more important part of the game, honestly. And that's what, that like, don't be so upset by something that does not matter as much and use it to completely dismiss how incredible the protection of the quarterback has been. And honestly, that's not just on the O-line. Like, we talk about quarterback play. That's a lot of Garrett Nussmeier as well. Getting the ball out of his hands, trusting his reads, being willing to take shots, being courageous. So it's really, and just like on the defensive side, partially it's guys like Braden Swinton and Savion Jones just dominating their one-on-ones or Suggs or Pies, whoever, Shand. Like, but it's also the scheme from Baker, the blitzing from the linebackers. It's a team game in both regards, and the results in both regards are objectively elite right now. All right, when we get back here on Off the Bench, let's talk a little Alvin Kamara as he signs a big contract extension yesterday. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Hey, head over to the Queen of Baton Rouge, thequeenbr.com, your destination for football. The DraftKings Sportsbook is unreal, y'all. It's so nice, dude. So nice. I mean, wall-to-wall televisions, so you can watch all the games, sound piped in, all your player props, whatever you want to do, it's there for you, and it's cash in, cash out. You just hop in that machine, you print out your ticket, and, well, if you win, like we have when we've been there, you go up to that desk, you get that money paid to you, and it feels good walking away with that green in your pocket. But look, it's not just the DraftKings Sportsbook with their very comfortable booze, right? They're an excellent bar. There's also the 1717 Restaurant and Lounge. You get delicious food and drinks right there for you if you want to go eat more of a sit-down meal. Of course, you got an entire casino to go play in. You got Shaq's Big Chicken, Capital Coffee. If you need a little pick-me-up, the 3-Walk Noodle House. If you haven't been to the Queen in a while, you got to go check it out. Downtown Baton Rouge is fine. Let's go to thequeenbr.com.
The only thing scary about the deals at Bayou Ford is if you miss out on them, like $15,000 off F-150. Bayou Ford has $15,000 off Ford F-150. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
The only thing scary about the deals at Bayou Ford is if you miss out on them, like $15,000 off F-150. Bayou Ford has $15,000 off Ford F-150. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Uh-oh, Jerry Jones says Mike McCarthy designing bad plays, Tay-Tay. The man's wonky eye finally getting you every a little bit. That's why he can't design the plays right. Can't ever tell where he's looking. He has that Christopher Big Black wonky eye. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just get too big and one eye starts to go a little sideways. When I was at my biggest, when I would eat wings, like I'd always find myself closing one eye. I don't know why. I don't know. Just happens naturally. Anything you say for your boy McCarthy and Jerry?
Could the play calling be better? I mean, you could argue that about every coach in the league, right? When you did not sign any offensive linemen or wide receivers in the offseason or any running backs, it's kind of hard to make anything work offensively.
Like Derrick Henry wasn't a fit, you know?
He actually would not have been as good in Dallas as he is in
No,
Baltimore.
I mean,
Jerry said that.
That's. I mean, I do agree with that though. I mean, because Baltimore's kind of built perfectly for Derrick Henry to take some of the load off Lamar's shoulders, run the ball more effectively. Like he'd be good in Dallas too, but it is really a nice peanut butter and jelly type of fit with Derrick Henry and the Ravens right now.
Hey, we're fine. So what I was saying yesterday. Ashton Genty wants to go to the Dallas Cowboys.
I did see that.
Which means there's
Too
a
bad
less
you don't get
than,
to choose.
I was about to say there's a less than zero chance it happens now.
Too bad you don't get to choose. And that's kind of appropriate for this segment because a lot of times in the NFL you don't get to choose. You kind of go where the wind blows, right? Where kind of life and fate takes you. And a lot of times in the NFL, even the best of relationships between a city and a player or a franchise and a player can go awry, can get soured, and kind of end on a bad note. Now, many times they'll come back together maybe after it's done and both have a little time to process and they remember the good times over the bad. But I've seen it time and time again in doing this job. And in that respect, Alvin Kamara has always been a bit different. I mean, remember earlier this year, he's talking about basically, look, I'm not happy with my contract, but that's not going to stop me from showing up every single day to work as hard as I can and put it on, not just for this team, my teammates, but for the city, consistently referencing his connection with the people to the city throughout his time here and how much it means of consistently telling us he wants to retire a Saint. And we've heard that a million times before from players. Heard that a million times before, but it almost never happens. And so you kind of hear that and you get cynical and you roll your eyes and you say, okay, whatever. But Alvin Kamara means what he says. And the proof is, well, it's there now in front of your face. Because not only this year, and look, I still believe Kamara's good, like has so much left to give. And you could see that the first two games when you had other weapons that teams had to account for, he could go back to being that star. And then if you want to overcommit to him, he would unlock everybody else. The problem is you're right back to where you were last year, even with Clint Kubiak's play design, which is funny because we're talking about designing good plays. God, it feels like 10 years ago when Kubiak had stopped the murder rate in the city and everything was good in the world. And like Clint Kubiak was basically our football Jesus. That's another guy who, unfortunately, I don't know what the future holds, but like if he was dealt a better hand, I think Kubiak could have really shined as well. Now it's going to be probably struggle bus the rest of the season. But Alvin Kamara, he continues to, he was working his ass off. He was kicking ass beginning of the season. Everything starts to go right. He gets a broken rib when he doesn't have a contract. And what'd he do? Did not miss any time. He's out there playing running back with a broken rib every time. I mean, just running, moving, sitting up, coughing, breathing is hard with a broken rib, much less, 300-pound, mind-bogglingly fast and strong players coming to hit you in those ribs every single time you touch the ball. And so yesterday it's announced that Alvin Kamara and the New Orleans Saints agreed to a 2-year, $24.5 million extension, which will put him under contract through the 26th season, through 25 and 26. I think this is a good price and a good deal for both parties. This is not exorbitant. I still think that he is. It's kind of like when you think back to Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. Why didn't the Giants commit to Saquon? Because, yes, would it have been expensive maybe relative to other running back contracts? Yes, but it's still really inexpensive compared to other positions. Compared to wide receiver, compared to quarterback, compared to cornerback, compared to left tackle. Like committing to a good running back is still a relatively cheap option. And so if you're going to tell me, 24 and a half over 2 years, yeah, I'm going to say that's good. And it's 22 guaranteed, which obviously has to make Kamara very happy. And it saves $15 million on next year's cap. So speeding up some or clearing up some space in the immediate to maybe get done what you need to do this offseason. But like, and you can say, well, is this the best move when they need to start over, et cetera, et cetera. I could understand maybe some people saying it's not. But like from a human side, emotional side, fan side, we always want players to love the city that we live in, right? We want people to like, and they normally don't. They always go there. Drew Brees, what's he do? He doesn't play, moves right back to California. Sean Payton obviously wanted to get out of here. And I'm not saying Kamara's going to live here the rest of his life, but it means something to him to retire here as a New Orleans Saint. And even though he's just 29 years old, this contract does set him up to potentially do so. And it gives you a good piece that can be effective if you can do your part of the job. If you can get an O-line that's decent, if you can get a couple other weapons to pair him with, he still has a lot left to give. So I love seeing him get this deal. I love thinking about him sticking around. I love not thinking about him in another uniform. And I love seeing one of my all-time favorite Saints potentially going to now retire a Saint. So shout out to Alvin Kamara getting this deal and remaining in the black and gold. All right, when we get back, let's go ahead and close up hour number 1 of Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.com. That's All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. All-Star Toyota, your one-stop shop. Just got back from the service center yesterday, picked up my van, ended up needing 4 new tires, whole bunch of stuff. They got it done quickly, efficiently. Miss Lisa Sessions hooked me up with an excellent rental car for the few days in which I needed one. And that's the thing, man. Whatever your needs are, they have the answer. If it's buying a new vehicle, Toyota certified used vehicle where you still get that warranty coverage, maybe you just need a rent for the day, maybe you need a body shop or a service center, all makes and models welcome. Doesn't have to be All-Star, doesn't have to be Toyota. They got incredible deals going on right now in the 24s and 25s. You can check it out at allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. And remember this Saturday night, guys, a spooky, fun celebration, a little trunk or treat going out 5 to 7 at All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge off of Airline in Goodwood. So you're going to bring the kids to get some candy, have a good time. That's there as well. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
It's an everyday thing here. We work horses in the mornings and we work on the property during the day, and without these John Deere tractors, it'd almost be impossible to keep up with the place. I've dealt with some of the other colors and stuff, and I never really got the response back that I get from John Deere, We really enjoy dealing with Sunshine. They're good people. They always check on us and make sure our equipment's running, and we love them. Flip the switch and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2024 Ram 1500 truck for only $32,898. $32,898 for a new Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road,
Let's get back to breaking down the film on Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
That the way you get around.
That's the good stuff, fellas. Sorry, took over the music from Alondra. I know you all love Alondra's music. But Jake's not here, and Jake would give me crap if I was choosing my music, so I'm going to take advantage. When the cat's away, the T-Mice will play. And it is firmly Vince Guaraldi season, even if it's going to be 88 today. I won't listen in the afternoon, but in the morning when it still feels good outside, oh yeah. God, I can't get enough of it, dude. Puts me in the best mood. I'm messing around on Hogwarts Legacy again. Halloween, give me a little bit of Harry Potter. Very good game. Very good game. Glad I picked it back up. Taylor. So the SEC announced their 2024 football SEC Legends team, and Andrew Whitworth named to the team as LSU's representative. Of course, I mean, well deserved. Somebody who had success at every level that he's ever played at, right? High school state championship at West Monroe, maybe even a couple. National championship at LSU, and then getting that Super Bowl after a very long, very fruitful career. And then what does he do immediately afterwards? Oh, that's right. He, is now a media stalwart on the Thursday Night Football broadcast alongside some of the biggest legends when it comes to a football broadcast team. I mean, Al Michaels, Kirk, our girl Kaylee Hartung. Y'all know the deal. Whitworth, like, you look back on his career, and again, the man just has every single thing that he does seems to come up looking golden. Barrett Jones from Alabama. Oh, there's a name I have not thought about in a long time. You had some takes on this though, Taylor. You were like upset about some stuff, but I don't see how or why, right? Because everybody on this list checks out to me.
They do. Everybody on this list was either a good player or a good coach, but I think Texas and Oklahoma should have to sit it out for a couple years.
Oh, okay.
Vince Young never played in the SEC. How is he an SEC legend? Vince Young, great quarterback. If you go look at the list of SEC accomplishments, Vince Young's not going to be on there.
That's actually fair.
Barry Switzer coached at Oklahoma in 1973. I could be wrong. I don't think they've been in the SEC for that long. And then Missouri, maybe worst choice of all, because you've been in the league for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And you managed to choose somebody that was on your team before you joined the SEC. A&M gets a pass because Luke Jokel was there one year.
By the way. Who did A&M do?
They did Luke Jokel. His last year at A&M, they were in the SEC. So we'll give that one a slide.
Jokel, right? There's no way that you pronounce it.
I've always heard Jokel.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Luke Jokel, Matt Jokel.
I always thought it was Jokel this entire time. Your daily reminder that Nikola Jokic cannot palm a basketball. 9-inch king. Let's go. Okay. That's NBA MVP and the NFL MVP, Pat Mahomes, both 9-inch kings. No. I mean, look, whatever. Okay. I kind of see what you're saying.
It's SEC legends. I get it. Every team gets a player or coach in. Maybe just say, hey, look, sit out 2 or 3 years.
But 2 or 3 years will not change what you're saying, because then you're saying that the only people that would be eligible would be somebody that's playing now, basically.
Yeah.
Well, who's going to be Oklahoma's legend?
Well,
Danny Stutzman.
I get it. Yeah.
Danny Stutzman, I guess. Legend. No, look, man. They have to have a team, and if you're the SEC, you want to be associated with those histories, right? Like being able to claim Barry Switzer is a bit of stolen valor, but it still reflects good on the resume. It looks good to be associated with Barry Switzer. It looks good to be associated with Vince Young. So I'm going to allow it. I'm going to allow it. Though my favorite player on this year has to be punter kicker from Vanderbilt, Ricky Anderson. Oh, man.
Who else are they going to choose?
Who could forget his kicks in that 81 through 84 Vanderbilt era? I mean, he was changing the game with the level of his consistency, both punting and kicking. I have no idea what this. In all seriousness, this makes me feel old. Seeing Eric Berry on there, that's awesome. He was incredible. One of the best football players ever. Number 1 player in the state of Georgia year. I was coming out of high school back in the day. Fletcher Cox from Mississippi State. I remember giving up a TFL to him. Dexter McCluster. God, dude, these guys are all my age. Shoot. Getting freaking old, dude. Oh, Sexy Rexy made it. Let's go.
Bears quarterback of my lifetime.
Hour 2 next. Flynn, Fletcher.
Off the bench.
Go to Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Sexy Rexy don't need it, but you do. Probably. Maybe. That's the point. If you're feeling low, like you just maybe don't have the energy, don't have the vim and vigor that you once had. Well, guess what? That's a treatable thing, right? Like, we don't have to just accept that our bodies age as they age. We have the technology. We can rebuild them stronger, faster. Maybe it's low T. Okay, maybe it's some anti-aging treatment. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness will get you there. And if you're suffering from ED, I mean, there is no excuse, guys. There is absolutely no excuse. Go take advantage of Goodwood's transparent and affordable pricing, the fact they're going to customize a plan for you, and let's be our best self, okay? Take the first step by going to yourgoodwood.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2024 Ram 1500 truck for only $32,898. $32,898 for a new Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Join us at Pro Dreams in Mandeville for our special event, A Day of Champions. Meet LSU National Championship winning head coaches Jay Johnson, Skip Bertman, and Paul Maneri. Don't miss your chance to purchase authentic sports memorabilia, autographed by the champions themselves. It's the perfect opportunity to celebrate LSU baseball and take home a piece of history. Visit pro-dreams.com to get your tickets. See you there.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, October 23rd. Today in Baton Rouge, expect sunny skies with a high of 88 in hour 2 of today's show. Former LSU quarterback Matt Flynn stops by the studio for a full hour of flustering. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Welcome into Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota.
Come in, if you dare.
We're bringing you the spookiest sports talk in town. With Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Aren't you scared?
Live from the haunted Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What's up, y'all? Welcome in to our number 2 of Off the Bench. T-Bob, Alondra, and Taylor hanging out with you today. Jake is out. You heard him yesterday. That voice was starting to go. And we basically forced him to take a day off, rest up a little bit. I mean, the man does this show. He does off campus on Sirius XM 84, and then he goes and coaches his kids all night. Like, he's got a lot. I think his body's kind of telling him, hey, I just need a little recovery time. So we forced him into it. But that's okay, because every Wednesday at 8 a.m., we got our guy Matt Flynn for some flustering. Matt, what's going on, dude? So I actually love this gag visually. It's a very good visual gag. I don't know if it came across on the radio. Matt's running a little late, and he told me he was going to be a little late, so no big deal. But he will be here. Finally, I mean, I want to talk Garrett Nussmeier. We're talking about the literal, the driver, the champion of the Nuss Bus, a man who has his CDL, and we haven't been able to talk to him over the past couple of weeks. Look, chat liked it. See, look, yeah, it worked very good visually. Again, buy for YouTube.com/145 ESPN. Listen to this. So here's SEC quarterbacks in SEC play. And everybody's played around 3 to 5 games, right? Carson Beck, I'm just going to touch on a pick ratio. Carson Beck, 8-8. Garrett Nussmeier, 5-3. What you think is like kind of meh, but again, listen to these other guys, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. Jalen Milroe, 5 tuds, 6 picks. Jackson Dart in 3 SEC games has 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. And it's crazy because he still leads statistically in all these categories because they did so much work just abusing lesser teams early on. But, like, I feel like that I feel like almost if you were to study Ole Miss this season, I wonder if there's a case to be made that scheduling just complete crap is potentially dangerous. Now, maybe not, because Michigan did the same thing last year and ended up executing on it perfectly. But then again, Michigan had a culture last year that was pretty untouchable, and it had been built over years and years and years under Harbaugh. And you see when Harbaugh leaves, what kind of happens to said culture. But yeah, man, Jackson Dart 2-1. Taylon Green, 3 touchdowns, 4 picks. Peyton Thorne, this is crazy, 6 touchdowns, 2 picks. What? So you're telling me Peyton Thorne? And then how about this? Graham Mertz is actually the best SEC-only quarterback. He averages 10 yards per attempt, has 5 touchdowns and 1 interception, and easily has the highest rating of the entire bunch, even though Graham Mertz is now out for the year. Brady Cook, 3 touchdowns, no picks, so he's playing actually a bit more mistake-free, even though it's just completely unexciting. Michael Van Buren's actually playing very well for Mississippi State. He has 6 touchdowns, 2 picks. Nico Iamaleava, another guy that we've talked about a ton. What's he done in 4 SEC games? 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Lenora Sellers, 5-4. Brock Vandegrift, 3-3. DJ Lagway, 2-4. And then Michael Hawkins Jr. for Oklahoma, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. So what you see is defenses in the SEC in many ways this year are winning. And you saw that last week in Georgia versus Texas. That was a defensive battle. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I feel pretty confident about Texas coming up this weekend is their defense, unlike Alabama's, I think should be able to go into Nashville against Vanderbilt and not stop Diego Pavia, but handle him better than the Alabama Crimson Tide did, where they just could not get off the field on third down. Remember, the story of that game was Vanderbilt achieving 42 minutes of possession time to only 18 for that of Bama. And they were effective in the 18, but whatever. I guess what I'm saying is Texas defense looked really good. Defense as a whole in the SC is kicking ass. But your quarterback, Garrett Nussmeier, despite that, is playing like the best quarterback in the SEC. And here's my best quarterback in the SEC, my guy, Matt Flynn, here for some flustering. And he's well lit today because he's in the co-host seat. I'm Han Solo. He's Chewbacca. It's probably the opposite, actually. He's more Han Solo. I'm definitely more Chewbacca. Matt, what's up, brother?
I would take Chewbacca.
I love Chewbacca. I named my dog Chewbacca. I did a Chewbacca costume back in the day as well. Very hot, though. It was one of those Halloweens where it ended up being 85 degrees.
Was the
muggy.
mask movie quality?
No. This was a pretty ratchet costume. I was living in New Orleans at the time, and I bought a bunch of thick fur fabric from Joann's Fabric, and I had this old Asian woman that I was neighbors with sew it for me into a costume, and then I bought a cheap Chewbacca mask, and so it looked really haphazard, and when I tell you this was a thick fabric to be wearing in that New Orleans muggy heat, your boy was really wet inside of that costume, just sweating my butt off.
Yeah, nothing worse than a hot Halloween. We know it's not going to be cold.
Yeah, but we don't want
hot. But a hot.
No, it's not fun.
So what's up, buddy?
What's up with you?
Sorry I'm late.
It doesn't matter. It's all good.
Dealing with kids.
Do this for free. I understand. What's up is what's in my cup. That's right. A delicious My High Zero orange flavored after my Hot Bells workout this morning. The perfect thing to make sure I stay hydrated and my muscles are powered up for the rest of the day.
That's a good one. All the zeros are good.
All the zeros are good. I buy. That's my thing. Every week I buy one of each box. Blue, orange, red, and green. Actually, this is lemon lime. I lied. Not orange. Lemon lime's really good. If I was to tier them, even though it's kind of a mood thing, I might go red, blue, yellow, orange is what I would do. Yeah.
The zero lemon lime's really good with a little soda water.
Oh, really?
Mix
a little tequila in it?
Delicious, healthy Sprite almost.
Are you saying so just with soda water, not to mix any alcohol in it?
The alcohol's good too.
Okay, yeah.
I was just saying, if you're under 21, just soda water.
Just soda, yes, true. Very true. So, Champ says, call me old-fashioned, but dudes in wet costumes does nothing for me. I mean, come on, bro. Keep up with the times, okay? I'm thinking about starting a TikTok account that's just big dudes, big sweaty dudes. It's going to be the entire account. Because I was watching some videos this morning about how, if you want to make it on the talk, you got to have a niche. And he was like, gaming, cooking, those niches are already, they're cooked. They're done. Okay? And I'm thinking in my head, well, what about big sweaty dudes? Because I don't think that's been done before. So we'll see if it works out.
If you want to make it on the talk,
Yeah, make it on the talk. And the talk verse. The TikTok verse. I mean, in all seriousness, I have been doing a lot more TikToks lately to try to, and it's going well with the Snap stuff, but it'll definitely make you feel old. Definitely make you feel old. And
what's the best paying content? Is it YouTube still? Like for content creators to get popular?
YouTube is a really good one, and I think TikTok is really good once you start to be able to monetize.
Does that YouTube like give like 50 cents on the dollar on what they make to the creators?
I don't know. Really I'm not sure. It's okay. I'm seeing it directly with Snaps. We're up to 26K subscribers now. Thank y'all. Trying to hit 30 by the end of football season. That would be a huge goal, even though we would easily be there if freaking the Big Ten hadn't complained to ESPN and made us stop doing film breakdowns. So lame. I hate you, Big Ten. I mean, your conference is so boring to begin with.
Why can't you
break down this film? Crap? What?
Why can't you break film
I don't know.
down?
The literal license holders who own the film gave us the go-ahead. They don't care. But somebody at the Big Ten got in touch with ESPN, who they got in touch with Aaron and told them we had to stop. Yeah. Pathetic. I'm thinking about maybe
lawyer up, bud.
I'm thinking about maybe doing like a Patreon thing and just break down film behind a paywall, and it'll be so small that like nobody will know about it. Really, but maybe make a few bucks. I don't know.
I remember you said that to me, and I had no idea what you were talking about.
Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about it. I guess I need to stop talking about it and do it. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, Matt, Garrett Nussmeier, your guy, my guy, our guy. Aaron Murray has him as the best quarterback in the SEC right now. I want to get with you about his throws against Ole Miss. Going on the road last week, looking very composed, handling that game. But first, what do you want to say to the people about Garrett Nussmeier? Do you have?
I didn't write like a speech or anything.
No. I mean, but what's kind of top of your mind when you've been watching Garrett play this football season?
I guess I'm not like surprised at any of the success he's having.
That is true. You had very high expectations for him coming in.
You asked me before the season, and I said he's going to be all SEC.
Yeah, you did. I was like, no way. There's like 5 quarterbacks in front of him.
Yeah, like what's stopping him from winning the Heisman now, baby?
I mean, kind of for real, right? I mean, the opportunity would be there. You win this weekend. He plays well in that environment.
He's gotten a signature win already.
And you're in a driver's seat for it. Like, if you win this weekend, you are probably going to hit plus 50% odds to be projected into a playoff.
Yeah. For sure.
And so, yeah, I mean, the opportunity is definitely there.
It's fun to watch him, especially in the Ole Miss game. But you've seen it every time he's like really played. He plays with such like a confidence that borders on the line of like dumbness. That's just amazing it's an amazing mindset, skill set, just something that you can't really coach. That for a quarterback to have, like completely forgetting a bad pass, a bad play, a bad throw.
Yep.
And threading a needle in the biggest of situations. Like, that's what you want. That's what really good quarterbacks have. That's what championship quarterbacks have, is like the ability to not really change with the mood of the game.
Yeah.
Not get too up, not get too down. And that's, I mean, you see the best quarterbacks always be able to rise to the occasion. And I don't know if they're really rising their play. They're just not changing with the situation.
Yes, I think that's very well said. And it's something that I've thought about a lot, which is it is almost uncanny on a game where it's maybe not starting well or going well. Like, the offense's ability to find the score when they have to have it. It's been throughout Garrett's entire career, whether it was the bowl game last year where Wisconsin jumped out of that early lead, and then you're at a point where you had a couple empty possessions. Like, possessions are starting to get pretty precious here. Like, to keep up, you got to get a score. He got it. You think about 17-0 against South Carolina. You could not have gone enough. Like, you literally couldn't have gone another possession. You're going to lose that game. 10-0 against Ole Miss. You really needed to stop you needed to get a touchdown on the board. They do that. It's every single time, and that speaks to what you're talking about, right? Not being too affected by the situation. And then there's just the balls. I mean, 4th and 5, game on the line, and the underneath route is wide open for an easy first down. And he rips the tud.
Which play are you talking about?
The 4th down touchdown to tie it to send into overtime.
So that play, that's one of the plays that I'm really specifically speaking of, about like never too big of a moment.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about 4th down, game on the line, potentially season on the line. I mean, it's early, so it's hard
in
to say
many ways,
that.
yes.
But
No.
like you got a 4th down and not being too big of the situation. Like that's his first read versus that coverage. You got split safeties, they spread out. You're taking the middle seam route. That's your number one read. And then you got a good matchup. You got a good receiver on a DB that's backpedaling, catching him in transition like we've talked about. And first read, take 3 steps, quick hitch, and get it out. Like trust the read. Instead of like in that situation, it's easy to be like, all right, 4th down, I'm gonna have to make a play here. Put your eyes skip your first read really quickly because you're going to get your eyes down and you're like, man, it's a little dangerous, but trust your read, trust your arm, trust your throw. Like you're not going to throw it if you don't think you can complete it.
And it's like, I don't know if I don't know if it's drag or whatever, but there's a receiver, I'm trying to remember who it was, coming across the middle, like wide open with like big separation.
Yeah.
Underneath, but you're right. He had the balls.
That's not his read.
Yeah, but that's not his first read. He had the balls to trust his preparation in that moment,
and there's no hesitation in his foot. Like so, that's the things you watch for in pressure situations. Like, did he trust his footwork? Did he trust like the read? Did he trust his arm? There wasn't a hesitation. Like he didn't like look at the first read, go to the second, then go back to his first read. Like it was the play. The drag looks open to everybody else, but he never saw him because that's not his read.
Yeah.
Now if receiver wouldn't have had that one little step where the DB plays it a little bit better, he gets down to that guy.
Yeah.
And we live to fight another day. But,
It's big
it's exciting
balls.
to watch, man. Big balls.
Grip it and rip
talent,
it, baby.
Man.
It's like watching us play quarterback reminds me of Chevy Chase in Christmas Vacation. Right before he goes down on the sled, and he goes, "Hang 10, let her rip." Like that's nuts. When he went at the end of that Ole Miss game, hang 10, let her rip, bang, touchdown.
Yeah, just like as Tiger fans, I just enjoy it. We've been so lucky.
I know
at quarterback.
I know.
Now you got a kid that is, not playing a level, of course, as a Heisman. Jaden Daniels last year.
Jaden was like
such a different player.
Singular.
But he can make the throw. He's confident. He can make every throw in the book. He's obviously really good. Nothing's too big for him, and he's still making mistakes that he can still clean up. So it's only gonna get better from here.
It's his first year starting. It's his 8th game starting.
Right. So
this
is only gonna get better.
How about this? LSU right now too, Matt. 2nd in the country, averaging 4 sacks a game. 2nd in the country, only allowing 0.29 sacks a game. And look, the offensive line is doing the majority of the heavy lifting there, but a lot of that is Nuss as well. Getting the ball out of his hand, not holding on, not panicking, avoiding the rush. Throwing some crazy balls off his back foot a lot of at times.
Yep.
I mean, the Xavier Thomas throw is still the one. I wish we could do film today, but my laptop, for whatever reason, can't do it because the Xavier Thomas throw that was a touchdown that got overturned. And I understand why I got overturned. That was like the craziest throw I've ever seen. When you talked a couple weeks ago about seeing it, like some quarterbacks see a guy is open when they're really not, and being willing to put it in those zones like that. That one was just I don't know how that ball got into Xavier Thomas' hands. It's incredible.
Yeah,
you talked about Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, fun to watch. It's only going to get better. Might see him in New York one day. We'll see.
T-Pow says, crazy to think Danny Etling started this elite QB run for LSU. I mean, I know it's a bit tongue-in-cheek, but in many ways, I do kind of think that was the first domino in the meme of dominoes that has now led to this like exorbitant success.
Is Danny still playing?
I think so. He's still in the league, right?
As of last year, he was kind of doing the.
What was he doing?
He was. I know he was training camp, and then I think he might have done some like.
So he was
AFL, XFL.
He was actually UFL. He was the Michigan Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's Panthers quarterback?
Yes,
I should have known that, dude.
Yeah, I used to get texts all the time because he was in Green Bay for a little bit from the guys up the QB room up there.
You're still getting texts from the QB room in Green Bay?
Well, I was.
Oh,
So
yeah. Okay. Now you're getting texts from New York.
Yeah. But yeah, when Danny was up there for a couple of years.
Shout out Danny Dimes.
Shout out Danny.
Dude.
I mean, at least a 5-year career.
That 2,500 yards, 16 touchdowns, 4 interception season was like manna from heaven at the time. And you can't run if you don't first learn how to walk. And our guy Danny Dimes started to unlock the potential of the LSU quarterback position. And for what it's worth, T-Pal says there's no sarcasm behind that. Okay, so it wasn't even tongue-in-cheek.
All right, there we go.
All right, when we get back, more flustering. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECbuilt.com, PECbuilt.com. Pinnacle Exterior Construction is your expert for any outdoor construction needs. Whether you want to build a pool of your dreams, you go completely custom job if you want, or we have excellent spec pools where it's a number of different templates with a lot of great detail work that you choose to make it your own. If you want to put turf in your backyard, you want to put a putting green in your backyard, if you're a big golfer guy, you need any size, type, or fence, maybe a bigger fence, because Taylor keeps talking to you every time you go to try to just relax in the backyard. Well, you can do that, okay? Pergolas, bulkheads, all of it. And again, guys, go to the website and go look at the gallery of their work, because the artisanship is one of the huge separation factors. It's a quality, and it's just so aesthetically pleasing. We build the spaces, you build the memories. Pinnacle Exterior Construction, PECfootball.com.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief: our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
I gotta tell you, the BPMs on this music suck.
God, that's good music, dude. That's the good stuff right there, dude. When I watch film, this is what I put on. My wife was surprised with that as well,
in
Taylor.
The background.
Yeah. When I was sitting in the clips, my wife thinks it's quizzical as well that I listen to like soft music when I watch film. But it's that good music, get your brain going, get your mind thinking, put you in a good mood.
Do you
pour a little glass of whiskey?
Do you dream in cartoons?
No. In fact, I don't know that I've ever
question.
dreamed in a cartoon, actually. Does any human being dream in cartoons? I'm sure like animators do.
It would be you.
Screws loose.
I'm sure animators do. Do I like Little Shop of Horrors? I do. That's good music too, actually. Really cool practical effects as well.
This seems like a Charlie.
Peanuts.
It is. No, this is Vince.
It's the Great
So
Pumpkin Waltz.
because of watching the last couple of years, whatever you watch Charlie Brown on the Holidays, everybody does. Yeah. But I finally was like, man, who actually plays the music? And I looked it up, and it's Vince Guaraldi, and it's the Vince Guaraldi Trio, and there's just it's not just the Charlie Brown music. His music is so good, and it makes me miss those times like when jazz would have been like the hot music.
Yeah.
And so like all the creatives, that's what everybody was pouring their energy into. And there's still great jazz music being created today. And I mean, John Baptiste is doing like interesting, very jazzy things, and I'm sure there's many other names. That's just one that I've listened to that may be modern, but I don't know. What was it like back in the day when everybody's just like discovering stuff, trying out new stuff? So nice.
Born too late.
Yeah.
Born too late.
No way. I love video games. I love streaming stuff. I love TV.
You just need a time machine.
I love everything.
Go back every once in a while. Yeah.
Just for the jazz.
Yeah.
I always think like you go back though, and then there's no AC, and you're like, I'm done.
Right?
Yeah. Or like that scene in Dazed and Confused, which I know a lot of the old heads could probably appreciate, where the girl's putting on her jeans to like go out for the night, and they have literal pliers, like clamps on the zipper to get it pulled up because the denim didn't like stretch.
Yeah.
Like there was no, like you didn't have this thing, just tiny things like that. I think would drive you crazy.
I was
if you went
thinking
back
about
in
like,
time.
and then it's like early toilet paper technology.
Oh,
wouldn't love that.
Oh God, I've never even thought about that one. That sounds awful.
Really, decent deodorant.
I don't really wear deodorant that much, so that might not affect me as much.
All right, McConaughey.
Wait, you don't wear deodorant?
Almost ever.
That's an issue.
Almost ever.
Oh,
Do you smell me?
Sweat your ass off in the mornings?
Yeah,
and then-
shower,
And
though.
then you don't put deodorant after you shower.
I didn't today. I forgot to. I don't think I smell. Do I smell?
I didn't smell you earlier.
Does anybody want to come smell me? Taylor, you want to come smell me?
I'll do it in break.
Okay, come
For
smell
sure.
me, and you can let me know if you think I smell or not. Sometimes it's got me into trouble, but for the most part, no, I don't know.
But yeah, the early toilet paper tech or pre-toilet paper really is the one that blows my mind.
I think they had toilet paper when jazz was a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
but
did, but
like,
it was
but
early.
just
It was
scratchy,
scratchy.
Like that
scratchy, one ply.
Like you actually don't know when you're done wiping because there's still bark
Not
in
good.
it.
Yeah,
you know?
not good. Not
Not
good.
great.
Nobody wants that. Why is chat talking about what kind of musk do I have? I don't know.
Well, because you said you don't wear deodorant.
Yeah, no, I agree. No, that's sorry. I combined two different sentences. I got distracted in the middle of my question. I was going to ask, why is chat talking about Florida beating Georgia?
There's a guy in the chat, Octavian Kador.
Yeah.
Super common name. He's apparently a Florida fan.
Oh, okay.
It actually might be Jacob Hester since he's not here, so we're not actually sure.
This a new guy to the chat?
I never seen him before, and Jake's not here.
Shout out Kador. Welcome, dude. Welcome to the fam.
Welcome, Jake.
Kentucky's playing okay. Florida's playing okay. Just decimated Kentucky, which as a Kentucky fan, my God, things have gone awry. Mark Stoops turned back into Mark Stoops. You had a couple years beating Florida there. Not so fast, my friends.
Turned into a pumpkin?
Yeah, big pumpkin vibes.
Halloween.
Out of Mark Poops.
Halloween pun.
Marky Pumps. That's what I call him. T-Buff, you started Star Wars Outlaws yet? No, I haven't played it yet. I got to wait for some of those bugs to get worked out. Matt, have you thought about it? I mean, do you have an opinion on the A&M game coming up this weekend? I know you're not one too much for watching, like, the other teams play, but, I mean, you can appreciate going into College Station, 100,000. I mean, can you believe this? LSU played 11 true freshmen this last game.
Did they really?
11 true freshmen.
Huh.
Trades Green.
Oh, it did pretty good.
The 6'7" tight end that is now a wide receiver played 50% of the offensive snaps at wide receiver. And he looks massive. I'm going to show you a picture that's going to blow you away during the commercial break. Because
I would have loved to play at Kyle Field in college.
I agree.
I enjoyed the away games.
It's a bucket list stadium.
But it's so huge. There's passionate fans, nerdy fans, but passionate.
Do you have anything in your career that you feel like were your keys to maintaining success on the road? Because Kelly talked about it, and for Kelly, of course, it's all about process, right? They're not worried about the playoff. They're trying to be consistent. He says every team out there is looking for consistency. We want to be the same team every day. That's always our goal, regardless of home, away, playoff, not play. And then everything else takes care of itself. Did you have any keys that you would fall back on?
I don't think there was ever really talking points from coaches in weeks, like, because you try to attack every game the same, like all the cliche, like week by week, day by day, play by play, whatever. But you know that the crowd is a factor. You don't like to talk about it as a team, but like it is a factor. Momentum's a real thing. Energy on a field, like you can feel energy, especially when there's 100,000 like directed at 11 people.
Yes.
You can feel that.
Yes.
And so it's a real thing. So I think when the key to teams when we would go out, it's kind of like the start of a 2-minute drive. You want to stay on schedule. You want to get a completion. Like I don't care if the completion is for 1 yard.
Yeah.
Or 2 yards. It doesn't have to be down the field. Like you just want to get into the rhythm of the game because eventually like the noise gets blocked out. Like,
yeah,
of course you can't hear.
You do acclimate. Like it's still just as loud, but you do acclimate. It's weird. That's weird to think about, but you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen if you go out there and you have a run for 2-yard loss.
Yeah.
Or an incomplete pass or something like if you stay on
out,
schedule,
then they score, and all of a sudden you're staring into the gaping maw of a
you're never
gonna
like take the crowd out of it. They're always going to be there. They're always going to be yelling, but like you can take a lot of energy and momentum out. So that's what we always focused on was just like at least early on in the game, withstanding the rush of there's going to be the team's going to be jacked up, like just kind of bending and not breaking early on in a game. As a boxer, you have to know when to punch, when to block, and sometimes on the road you don't come out punching immediately.
Well,
you withstand the initial energy rush that the other team's going to have.
That's some good insight, I think, into how LSU called it last week, where first play of the game is essentially a sweep where it's behind the line of scrimmage, so guys can block immediately, but it's just a swing pass to Caden Durham, a little out right behind the line. And he's got Trades Green and Mason Taylor and C.J. Daniels blocking in front of him. Mm-hmm. So like you said, get the completion, easy throw, get some positive yards. I think they got like 8 or 9, and then it was kind of off to the races after that.
Yep, because like especially on offense when you're playing a big game in a hostile environment, what side of the ball for them is going to be the most on fire?
The defense.
It's going to be the defense.
Yeah.
So like that's when a play caller really shows his worth is these types of games, at least early on. You got to withstand and don't let any big negative plays happen, which continues that initial energy rush. If you have a 6, 7, 8 play drive, even if you have to punt on the first drive of the game, like it's okay. You've wasted some of their energy. They didn't have anything to really celebrate about. But a 3 and out, and then, the first drive.
Look at South Carolina.
Out,
that stadium after that 3 and out was ready to explode.
Any stadium, any stadium in the SEC is going to be like that. So I'm not talking about like this is Texas A&M. This is they own the patent on this. I mean, it's any SEC stadium, any big stadium. And these players, a lot of these players are going to play in the NFL. It's how the NFL is too.
Yeah.
So it's you don't want first drive of the game to get the ball first, and it's like 3rd and 14, and then you get sacked or you get a 4-yard gain. You want to have that's always the goal of the offensive play coordinator. Make that defense waste a little energy.
Well, and it's something to keep an eye on in College Station this week. Brian Kelly talking about how, look, College Station is a cut above. He even went as far to say, like, look, it's not being disrespectful to, like, Arkansas, South Carolina. Those are great stadiums, great crowds. But, like, when you get into your Neylands, your Bryant Denny's, your College Stations, your Death Valleys, like that is the elite of the elite in terms of setting. All right, let's go to break. When we get back, more flustering with our guy, Matt Flynn. Remember, drinkmyhigh.com, guys.
Off the bench.
ITIcollege.edu. Didn't I say Pinnacle Exterior Football last second? Well, this is ITI Football College. Not really. It's a technical college. You get your associate's degree in just 2 years and get that career that'll give you security and long-term planning, peace of mind, allow you to live life, okay? For a better life, you want ITI. You can already be working full-time while you're taking classes. We have very flexible scheduling, and they actually schedule for you, right? You'll get in touch with a counselor, and they'll make sure that they can make it work around you. There's no class on Fridays. There's day and night classes available. There's a beautiful campus you should go tour right here in Baton Rouge off the Airline Highway, and there's a ton of financial aid available as well through multiple different avenues for those who qualify. I tell you about that Georgetown study. So a couple of years ago, Georgetown did a study looking at, trade schools out of the country and looking at return on investment. What do you pay versus what can you be expected to make in your career? ITI, top 10 in the entire nation, and it's right here, locally owned, family owned, putting it on for the city. So go to iticollege.edu. That's ITI Technical College.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys. clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to Off the Bench. T-Bob and Matt hanging out with you on this fine Wednesday morning. Hope it's treating you well. Just a week away from Halloween, guys. How much fun. 8 days. Candy to be had. My daughter was asking me who ate her Reese's. And I felt like Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave. I'm in the giant hot dog costume. We're all looking for the guy who did this, Alice. I don't know. But trust me, we're going to find him. I'm going to find that bastard and get those Reese's back. Trust me on that. It was me. I ate the Reese's, all of it, and it was delicious. It's called a dad tax, guys. Do you have candy floating around the house yet? Have you gone to any trunk or treats or anything like that?
I think we still have some last year candy sitting around.
What? Where's it been?
I mean, it's been in the same place.
I'm saying, where do you store your candy? Okay, top of the pantry.
We let it keep a bin.
Okay, we got a couple buckets on top of the fridge right now, and they get to choose one thing after dinner, maybe two.
Yep.
If I'm feeling good. If I'm feeling nice.
Yep. Our kids, when we offer them the post-dinner treat, it's not usually like a candy. They'll go sometimes, maybe a Reese's, but they'll pick just like some chocolate chips.
Well, yeah,
maybe a little chocolate ice cream.
Candy's there because of Halloween.
Yeah.
I have never been a casual candy guy. Yeah. Like you're checking out the gas station, oh, let me get a Snickers.
Yeah.
Like that was never, even growing up, that was never really the
I used to get a Payday. It is like an elite road trip.
Oh, a little
fueler. Fuel up.
Treat. Mm-hmm. A little payday before you go get a payday. Well, good. Hopefully Garrett takes a payday. Eats a payday this weekend.
He doesn't need it.
Alondra, what's going on with our guy that got the UTI from the bidet?
So I don't know. I didn't check up on him. I just found the tweet again to send it to y'all, so y'all didn't think I was just making stuff up. But
a guy got it?
So a guy got a UTI from his bidet because they're saying, well, he was saying he got it from the bidet. But the internet.
So the internet doubts him because his explanation sounded like makes sense, right? He said the water went up his butt and then into his urethra, basically.
Yes.
Which I never took anatomy, so I don't know if that checks out.
That feels like it's
doesn't
not
sound right.
Yeah, it feels like that can't happen. Or you got to really try to get water in your urethra, I feel like.
Yeah, no, that's tough.
I mean,
that's
the
hard to
butt can do some incredible things. I saw a kid in high school.
To the pee hole, can you do that?
I saw a kid in high school eat gummy worms.
From his butt?
With his butt. I mean, open it up and just somehow suck him down.
There's a video.
Never seen anything like it.
There's a video of that, isn't there?
Good Lord.
Well.
I'm sure there are videos.
Yeah.
This was on the spiritual retreat in high school. It got weird.
Yeah, that is very weird.
Got very,
spiritual
very
retreat.
weird.
He's like,
yes.
guys, I gotta put these gummy bears up my butt.
Yeah.
Just have to.
The internet.
I mean, just like the dune sandworm, swallowing them up.
No.
I'm not lying. I'm actually not lying about that, guys.
Sounds like
I really
a total
saw that
lie.
done. No, I saw that
There's
done.
no way you
So
did.
I feel like maybe you could spray water up hole.
While he did this.
I don't know.
Why'd you watch?
Dude, I don't think the full story
right?
of the context of how this came about. I don't even think I want to tell it on air.
I'm saying him doing it is one thing. You being like, guys, I saw it.
We had something called the Naked Olympics.
Okay.
And it was by far the most homoerotic thing I've ever been involved in my entire life.
All right. Well, the internet is saying that
And it was
guy,
led by our chaplain that ended up being kind of a pseudo-pedophile. Technically a hebephile. But still, underage on a mission trip. Not good. Not good.
Lord.
Classic Christian school stuff, Sometimes you get some bad eggs.
Well, the internet doesn't think he got a UTI from the bidet. They're like, dude, we've been using bidets forever. People don't get UTIs from bidets.
That's true. I mean, maybe he's just because he'd have to be really unlucky.
So he's married. This guy is.
Yeah.
And so the internet is saying that he made up this elaborate lie about the bidet because he was doing something.
Damn. And now he has like E.
doing,
coli. He
Well-
has E. coli and he's about to die and everybody's just telling him he's cheating on his wife.
Yeah. Well,
Jeez.
they're saying that he, did, with like another person and that person didn't clean properly. So then that's how he got the butt stuff up his pee hole.
That would feel.
So he made up this lie about the bidet so that his wife wouldn't find out.
I mean, I hate to say it. That sounds a little more realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Bad luck for that guy, though, if it really was the bidet.
Did we find out if those things connect?
What?
Yeah.
The butthole?
Internally?
Anatomically, yes.
Internally?
If the beehole and the urethra, is there a passageway for the water to make that jump? Because
It
that's
doesn't
really
feel that way.
that's really what this all hinges on.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that way.
I don't think
I
that's
agree.
possible.
I don't think it works.
I agree.
Maybe we're not doctors.
I agree with y'all. I don't think that makes a ton of sense either.
It's kind of like saying you got some sort of disease from the toilet seat, or
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
Mighty convenient. Definitely not.
Like you're the only one on this toilet seat that got
exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely not having sex with somebody that had that same disease. No, it was the toilet seat. For sure. For sure.
secondhand smoke, coach. I swear to God.
Yeah. I mean, an excuse,
I was just in a room.
An excuse
goodness.
every single person that I've ever known that has failed a football drug test has tried to use. To a man, I've never heard anybody admit that I smoked. No, I was in the car, hotboxing,
I got that second.
It's also like
Yeah.
professional sports when they fail a steroid test. They're like, it's just Adderall.
Like, you know what? You can't trust these supplements. I mean, look, I forgot to buy NFI certified, and next thing you know, it's a tainted sample.
Yeah.
It's not even on the ingredients list. Just made in the same plant as the place that makes adrenochrome. Jeez.
Happened to Ryan Garcia.
Wait, whatever happened with that? That's what he claims, right? Did we ever get confirmation? There's no way.
Well, there were like very, very little trace amounts of it in it. So it really could have been tainting, but they didn't. I think they suspended him for a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
So Devin Haney gets that loss knocked off his record, which is very annoying. But
I know you're a Garcia fan, but you also dislike Haney?
I don't like the way he went about the loss.
I see your honey so bright.
Hey, y'all be
and
careful
shiny.
when you're Googling the answer to our question.
I was about to say,
I'm
going to give you
have an
a
answer for
E.
it.
coli.
Yes.
You
Taylor
ready?
got it. Tay-Tay.
It's like maybe males only. It
Oh.
does.
What?
So look, let me.
Okay.
Big win for our guy.
That is a
Big
win for
win.
him.
A study
Big
revealed
win.
skeletal
Big win for
and
this
smooth
guy.
muscle connections between the male urethra and the anorectal canal, enabling urethral compression and closure. These
Anorectal.
anatomical muscle connections suggest a functional linkage between the two.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, now that we're thinking about it with the benefit of hindsight and Taylor's Google search, the guy didn't make that up, right? That has to be the doctor's hypothesis that he's parroting.
Well,
the
I
doctor
feel like
said.
that bidet water's got to get up there. Pretty good.
Like, it's
He's
gotta
got
get like
bidet.
up there.
right?
I still want to.
Like it's got to get up there.
His bidet's way too powerful, though, if it's spraying through that.
into his penis.
Yes, into his urethra. Like, that's way too powerful.
You know,
You got to
Basically,
turn down the water
he went
pressure.
to the doctor, and the guy comes in, and he's like, "Excuse me, sir. Do you happen to have a bidet?" He's like, "Damn it."
It's like, I'm surprised there's not an episode of, was it House? Where he was always getting
Oh,
he's like
yeah.
curmudgeon. He was always getting like the craziest cases, but he's the
Yeah.
only one that could figure him
Knew
out.
him? Yeah. Oh, I used to be addicted to House.
Or like The Good Doctor.
yeah, I
The
never watched
kid who
that
plays
one,
like the
but
autistic. I never watch it either, but I can tell you how every episode goes from watching the preview.
How's it go?
I'll say most doctor or hospital TV shows, most of them hit.
Yeah,
Grey's
I mean, yeah, they are.
Anatomy.
It's a tried and true. But Grey's Anatomy's still going. Oh crap, we gotta go to break.
Okay.
All right, we'll get back more to me.
Off the bench.
Community Steel Company, Community Steel Co. CommunitySteelCo.com. You want steel. You need purlin, tubing, roofing, sheet metal, steel buildings, any steel accessories. It's all there at Community Steel. It's right in Gonzales, Louisiana. They manufacture everything on site, so straight from the wholesaler, they buy the steel, then they manufacture it, meaning you get the best prices because there's no middleman jacking up the price on the back end, right? Not like these national companies where you're just a number on a spreadsheet. You're just a little online order form, aren't you? Not with Community Steel. You deal with the live and local sales team, and it's any size job. I mean, the biggest commercial jobs, we got you, man. We got you. And we got the team to fulfill you and your business needs. So if you need steel, you need Gonzales, Louisiana, and Community Steel. Go to communitysteelco.com, communitysteelco.com. Proud partner of OTB, Community Steel Company.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps are held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few.
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench.
That's so gross.
What, this song? Song's awesome. Oh, that little descending. Oh, yeah.
I can picture this song playing. LSU's riding to Kyle Field on Saturday.
Hell yeah,
the
dude.
whole team.
It's getting jacked up.
Brian Kelly just plays this.
Getting ready. What would you play if you had one, like, I think, who asked this yesterday? Somebody did. I can't remember who. But they're going to put your max weight on the bar. You got 1 rep, no spot. You got to hit it or you die. And I think it might be off a video that I saw on the internet yesterday where a guy's benching 405 alone. I don't know why. because he got clearly couldn't handle 405.
Yeah.
I used to be able to handle that like it was nothing. But anyway.
Humble brag.
I mean, I used to ref that 5 times.
Okay.
Easy. But he could not, and it's on his chest, and then it's on his neck, and he's about to die, and he manages to contort his body and escape death. But some smooth R&B's playing in the background the entire time.
Did he have clamps on the bar?
Yes, so he couldn't get the weights off.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, why would he have clamps on the bars out of spot? Because otherwise you could just turn.
And also with bench is the worst thing to put clamps on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You could just turn. It's not like it's gonna fall off him. You just turn and then you're good to go.
Fall him off. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't even consider that. Matt, what would your song be?
I listened to the same 2 songs before every game from sophomore year of college to the end of my pro career. The second to last song I listened to was Behind Blue Eyes by Limp Bizkit.
What?
Banger.
And then the last song I listened to before every game I played in from college and pros was Shadow on the Sun.
Yes.
By Audioslave.
Freaking banger too. That's a good one.
It got me hyped, but not. I was a quarterback, so I couldn't run
to
through
keep
a
your
wall
energy.
hype,
Yeah.
But my energy was ugh, just harnesses it.
I'm on Lakini's Juice right now. That one gets me going.
What?
Lakini's Juice by Live.
I know.
It's a good one.
I was always
Awake
when the levee
by
breaks.
Godsmack. Ooh, that's a good
by
one.
Led Zeppelin. That was mine. As far as maxing though, the best maxing in the weight room relationship I had was a Millie by Lil Wayne.
System of a Down was always really good.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, drinkmyhigh.com, guys. All your hydration needs. My High's incredible. Drinkmyhigh.com. Drinkmyhigh.com. Thank you, Matt.
Off the bench.
Go to K to Z window coverings. KTOZblinds.com. KTOZblinds.com. You want to go to K to Z today for window coverings that wow, okay? Let's say you want to bring your home to the next level. And I don't care if it's a starter home or the home of your dream. K to Z's been at this for decades. The level of expert, that's not a good sentence. The level of expertise is unparalleled. And it's going to blow you away. Like you will learn more in 15 minutes about what the white window coverings can do for your home than you'll learn in 15 years. So all that knowledge gets passed to you. Your home gets brought to the next level, both aesthetically and functionally. We got price points, everything, complimentary installation. It's all at K to Z window coverings, KTOZblinds.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink, or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Wednesday, October 23rd. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 88 in hour 3 of today's show. Billy Lucci hops on to preview the LSU versus Texas A&M matchup. We'll have our NFL story of the day, and we'll close it out with Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN, and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Welcome into Off the Bench, presented by All-Star Toyota.
Enter at your own risk.
We're bringing you the spookiest sports talk in town. With Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
It might even horrify you.
Live from the haunted Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? The only thing scary right now is just how big of a deal this weekend in college chasing's going to be. LSU-A&M taking center stage. Nighttime. Millions of people watching. Playoffs on the line. A place where LSU's had a few spooky experiences over the past few years. 7 OTs. Watching Devon A-Chain just absolutely run you over in a year which they weren't supposed to be good. You're coming off an Alabama win. It has been a place that's not been kind to the Tigers. However, it's a new team, a new year, and we'll see what's going to go down Saturday. Right now, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome in my shopping Sherpa, the man who guided me to the first pair of jeans that I bought in years. He took me to the Viore store, helped me get a little shirt that I really like. And that's my guy, Billy Lucci, executive editor, co-owner of TexAgs.com, a message board that our own Taylor Sharp got kicked off of for trolling under a pseudonym. Billy, what's up, brother? What's going on, man?
Well, I'm going to go inside, T-Bob, because there's some kind of bird attack going on out here, so I don't know what that means for the Tigers or Aggies on
It's an omen
Saturday.
of some sort.
Know.
Yeah,
you're over here with the haunted storyline and Halloween, and I'm hearing all these birds, like birds of prey behind the house. So me and my golden retriever are going back in. But so why did you get kicked off TexAgs? He's trolling.
What were you, Taylor? Tell Billy the story. How'd you get? What was your username?
This was like, oh man, it was so long ago, I don't remember. But it was a very obvious troll, man. It was just some good fun after a loss.
No, shut up. Just say what you said. They got you kicked off.
No, it was so like, after a loss, every fan base is like, oh my God, we suck and all this. And I was like, guys, we're Texas A&M. Relax. Like, we haven't won. Like, let's limit our expectations. And people just blew up, reported me. It was all in good fun, though.
I'm surprised you. I guess if they banned you, contrary to popular belief, I don't ban unless it's like, Lucci, you suck. You said, Shamar Turner would get the best of T-Bob Hebert. T-Bob kicked his ass. So I'm done.
Yeah.
You don't know. So unless you come straight at me, but we do have like this just absolute team of moderators. So they probably figured out somehow that
it was a very
you were a
obvious troll
troll.
job for sure.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, it was not hard to figure
Billy,
out.
I'm going to say it could not have been too hard. I'm sure one check of the comment history would have immediately exposed him as somebody who is not there for the right reasons.
I love it.
But Billy, so I was going to ask you about kind of what this game, what your interpretation of the context of this game is, but I see this quote on your Twitter from Feinbaum yesterday, quote, "It's the biggest LSU-A&M game ever. I think it's the biggest home game the Aggies have had since they've joined the SEC."
Yeah, so the A&M LSU one, when I say ever, I go back to since A&M LSU, that series ended when I was in college. So in the 90s there. So I don't think there was one bigger. Olin's more of our historian, and he's looked those up. I really mean since A&M and LSU joined the SEC.
Yeah.
And there's no contest. I mean, in 2012, the LSU, I think, was 10-2.
Yep.
And A&M went 10-2, ended up 11-2. They won that Cotton Bowl and the Heisman. But that game was an 11 a.m. game because each team had a loss. I'm not sure LSU hadn't lost a second by that point.
They'd already lost two. They'd already lost two at that point, yeah.
Yeah, so that was an 11 a.m. game with Johnny Manziel, Mike Evans, Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Mingo and Montgomery.
That's actually insane to think about. Yeah.
Jake Matthews, Luke Jokel, pair of top 5 O-line. So, I mean, it was crazy amount of talent for the 11 a.m. window, but it didn't matter as much. And there was the 2019 LSU had everything to play for. You guys were at 0% chance you were losing that game. And then, you mentioned 2 years ago, you guys came in with outside shot playoff hopes, but you were already going to the SEC title game. So it's never been both sides like this. And it's never been because it's always at the end of the season. Both teams have yet to meet in the SEC with true title hopes at stake or playoff or postseason or any of it. So
yeah,
I don't think that's even up for debate. This is the winner of this game is going to have a real look at the not just the college football playoff, but an SEC berth in the SEC title game. And there's no Georgia, Kirby Smart looming like the recent ones that are unbeatable, right?
Yeah, yes.
Even though they look like it. And there's no Alabama. So, whoever wins this can legitimately, their fans, their players, their coaches can legitimately start to set their sights on, hey, we can win an SEC championship.
It's crazy, man. It really is. It's crazy, too, for all the Texas hype and everything else that here we are halfway through the season, and you look up, and the only two teams without a conference loss are Texas A&M and LSU. And I completely agree with you about, in terms of being in the driver's seat and everything that it means for the goals you want to accomplish down the road. It's massive. What about this? When I look at A&M, I see a culture that is grittier and better under Mike Elko. I see a defense and players that he's maybe connecting with better, or they're playing harder. Like the team is flawed in some ways, but effort and physicality are not one of them. I know when it's winning, everything's good, et cetera, right? But how accurate is that statement from me, do you feel?
I think it's dead on. And I think the other thing is it was going good when they lost to Notre Dame, too. It was going good heading into that game. It was good coming out of that game. And you could just tell that Mike Elko and his staff, they didn't lose the guys after, hey, this new coach and it's the same old stuff. And that didn't happen. They just got better and better. So 2 weeks later in their first test, they went and were up 20-0 at halftime at Florida and were up 33-7. And then they went away from home and beat Arkansas. Then they go and, pummel Missouri. They've just been answering every challenge. I thought this weekend at Mississippi State was dangerous just because the Aggies never win there. They were coming off a bye week. I was worried that they'd lose some momentum, which I think they did. And they got it together. And look, they're to a point now where these rough games they're winning. They've won 3 or 4 SEC games by double digits.
Yeah.
They remind me a lot, T-Bob, of LSU. I mean, you go all the way back to they both lost their first game. They both walked away feeling like they should have won it. They've both had games that they've won that you probably at times felt like they might lose.
Yeah.
Obviously, with you guys with South Carolina and Ole Miss and A&M, hell, even Bowling Green, but Arkansas in particular, that seemed like momentum was getting away from them to start the fourth quarter there. So they've just, both teams are really tough. Everything you just said about A&M, I might say about LSU. Like I was watching a little bit of the game last night. I heard them quote Brian Kelly that team's better than the sum of its parts. And they said, and it's some pretty damn good parts. And I think A&M's the same way. It's some pretty damn good parts, but they're better than some. Both teams believe, and I think both teams have their weaknesses and flaws. And it'll be interesting to see whose weaknesses look like a strength for this one Saturday.
So the element in this that is the biggest wild card to me right now is the Connor Wigman bit. And it's because, really struggled against Notre Dame. Awesome against Mizzou. Like when he plays like that, that's when you see the full potential of Texas A&M. And then against Mississippi State, somewhere in the middle between those two games. So what have you kind of identified or what's the feeling of Wigman right now? And in terms of him trying to maybe find a bit more that consistency or maybe what has led to some of the inconsistency?
Yeah, I was breaking down his game Monday with Stephen McGee, former A&M quarterback who, played in the NFL for a while, and he can't seem to figure out sometimes his feet, he thinks his feet get off. He gets a little sped up, but it's not when he watches it. It's like it's not necessarily due to the pressure. Like when he gets pressured, he's actually pretty good, if not better. Gets rid of the ball quickly. He knows where to go with it. He can. They're different. Nussmeier, I think, is faster, but they're both good at scrambling out of trouble and then throwing the football down the field. And so he can do that. It's just kind of, you just don't know when it's coming. I don't know if it has to do with certain coverages throw him off, certain schemes. It may have to do with that, but right now there is a level of inconsistency. And like you said, that Mississippi State game, he had a couple bad picks. He could have had 4 of them, but he also made some brilliant plays in that game.
Yeah.
And what I liked about it, T-Bob, is he hung in there. He didn't, when things went bad for him, it didn't take him out of the game. He didn't lose confidence. He wasn't scared to throw after that. I think he is the X factor in this thing, right? Because if he's connecting down the field like he's shown he can do, Missouri, or you go back to 2 years ago, that was Devon Achane carried that thing. But if you go back and watch, Connor came out throwing darts. He scrambled for some first downs, and he those throws to Moose, where he went up and let him make plays. So Connor at home it's a really dangerous setup, I think, for LSU. But it could also be where Connor plays like he did against Notre Dame and Mississippi State, which would be a bad combo against this LSU team. So I think he's the wild card, because if he's throwing down the field and if he's in rhythm and confident, playing like Connor Wigman A game, here's why I think it's such a big deal. So if him and Nuss if he's playing like that and him and Nuss essentially like cancel each other out, right?
Yeah.
This A&M run game has been something special so far this year. With Le'Veon Moss, obviously you guys are familiar with him. He's going to be extra motivated for this one. It's funny. We've got the Louisiana quarterback, running back. Y'all got the Texas tailback.
I hadn't considered that.
But and they're both really damn good. But if that running game, with the way Colin Klein's had it rolling this year, if you give them some early completions down the field, then I think that's the formula to make it tough. For as good as LSU's defense has looked lately, with your boy Whit Weeks over there leading the charge, who I can't help but love watching.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But if they start completing passes over, to all portions of the field early, I think it really opens things up for Moss and Amari Daniels and an O-line that's been, I think, the most improved unit. Got to be one of the more improved units in the country, because that group for the last 2 years had been flat out bad.
I thought
this
they
year,
looked really good. I mean, I watched the Mizzou film, part of Mississippi State. I'm going to watch more today, but yeah, I thought they looked really good. And I like this kind of almost pro style, but out of gun offense. They have going. It's interesting. This is the third week in a row, Billy, where for LSU it absolutely starts with stopping the run, and it's been an interesting climb. Like first it was Ole Miss, they're third in the SEC in rushing. There's Arkansas, they're fourth in the SEC. Well, Texas A&M is second in the SEC in rush yards per game. So this is now, this is a better test than the last two. Once they pass, can they do it a third game in a row? What about my guy, Coach Moffitt? Tommy Moffitt, of course, long-term X factor behind LSU's golden era. A coach that every player that played for him in a purple and gold uniform, I mean, seems like 90% of guys will describe him as their favorite player ever, a man who I believe in fully and vociferously and emphatically. And then he goes to Texas A&M. And I told you at the time, I thought this was an unreal hire by A&M. How is he connected with this team, and kind of what role has he played in changing the culture?
Man, and I sent you and Hester that picture the other day during Missouri, right? I was like, these guys will appreciate that picture more than Aggies will at this point.
Oh, 100%.
But no, the A&M players, every one of them that comes through my office for interviews and stuff, they come in there and you're sitting there talking during the breaks or before you start, and Tommy Moffitt's name always comes up. You can see it in what they look like. You can hear it because they talk about him unprompted, and they are raving. They believe in him vociferously as well, T-Bob. But I think where it really stands out is Mike Elko empowers him. He lets him set the culture. He lets him do what he's always done. And A&M had a legendary guy before this under Jimbo Fisher and Jerry Schmidt. And those two are about the same vintage, right? Jerry Schmidt left to go back to OU, and a lot of it had to do with he just didn't feel like he was able to set the culture and have the head coach back you on the punishment, you know, if you're not getting it done. And that's not the case here with Mike Elko and Tommy Moffitt. So Tommy Moffitt gets to be Tommy Moffitt, and the players swear by him. And I just like watching him during the games too. Yeah, but it's great. Like, I really enjoy it, and you can see it though. You can see a tougher football team. Again, like, here's what I like. It's one thing to have fight, and that's the first thing you look for in a team is, do they fight? Do they battle? Do they quit? All those things. You need to have those answered the way you want to hear them answered. But what I like is I'm starting to see them finish. Like, they're not content to be up. They are not content to be playing. They want to finish teams. And that, to me, that killer instinct, that's developed in the weight room. Mm-hmm. The ability to do that is developed in the weight room, to be able to play like that late. And just watching that part of it. But my favorite Tommy Moffitt moment to me was against Arkansas when they punt A&M down. They punt them down to the 1 yard line. Aggies are up 21-17 early fourth quarter, and A&M goes 99 yards for a touchdown. I think they completed one pass. I think it was a 5-yard pass at the end of the drive for a touchdown off play action, which is, if there's ever a perfectly timed play action, that's it. But that was just that physicality, that toughness, and it's him, it's Elko, it's the coaching staff, but they've got guys that are these 5-star. So much is made of that 22 class and all the guys that have left, but some of the guys that have remained behind, you watch how they're playing, and because you've seen them play before and you're watching them play now, you notice it. It's night and day difference. Guys like Shamar Stewart, Bryce Anderson, Noah Thomas. There's a bunch of them out there, and you watch them play, and it's like, okay, they look different physically, and they play a hell of a lot harder than they used to.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned Stewart, watching him and Nick Scorton do battle against these tackles, another premier matchup.
Oh man,
to watch this weekend. So look, it's going to be incredible. The environment is going to be unreal. I mean, blackout. Are you kidding me? Cannot wait. I wish I could be there, Billy. I'm sorry I can't. But
I know.
I would say best of luck, but I don't really mean that. Like, I hope you lose. I hope you lose. But
I'm just glad. I'm just glad you didn't give me the mincy treatment. So I'm appreciative of that. I didn't know we're too good of friends to do that to each other. But
no, I'm not
maybe the
off.
loser might have to go buy the winner like a Viore short.
Yeah,
Viore shirt.
We can come up with something for sure. But thank you for coming on this morning, Billy.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you.
The legend, Billy Lucci, TexAgs.com. God, that guy's phone, hanging out with him, SC Media Days. You want to talk about juicy goss and just like if it's like hanging out with like a college version or like an SC version of like a Schefter or something, just always popping off with crazy stuff. Good dude too. Again, hope they don't win this weekend, but good dude. Alondra, I see you moving your mic. How'd you feel to get to talk to an Aggie?
They honestly all disgust me.
Oh my God.
But I do like gossip, so I'd be willing to
Billy's great.
to hang out with Billy if he were to indulge me in some goss.
When we get back here on OTB, we got Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. And guys, it's an actual big one today. For once, Taylor's hit the nail on the head, and we have a big NFL story to break down. Keep it locked right here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to trashrangers.com, trashrangers.com for all of your waste removal needs. If you live in South Louisiana, you want Trash Rangers, okay? Local, give a damn, efficient. Unlike these national companies that keep the trash here but take the profits out of state, Trash Rangers profits go back into the community through your churches, through Little League teams, all that. I mean, look at the reviews, guys. Hell, if you live in Livingston or Cindy, you probably see these red cans popping up everywhere. What is that? That's Trash Rangers. Okay, you go to trashrangers.com. You can make the switch in minutes. Even send you texts the night before it's your day to remind you to put out your cans so you never have to deal with your nagging husband again. And then if you're a business and you need trash removal needs, that's anywhere in the listening area, not just Livingston or Cindy. We got front load dumpsters we can empty up to 6 days a week. We got roll-off dumpsters, 15, 20, 30 yards, whatever size you need. We got it all at Trash Rangers. Go to trashrangers.com today.
The only thing scary about the deals at Bayou Ford is if you miss out on them, like $15,000 off F-150. Bayou Ford has $15,000 off Ford F-150. All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined we...
Welcome back to the 9th-ranked morning sports show in America. Off the bench.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. God, y'all are some haters on my guy, Billy Lucci, man. He's cool. Greg says, we bitch and complain about T-Bob being biased. Billy will pee on your face and tell you it's raining.
On the face is crazy. I think the saying's on your leg.
Yeah, it is. That's true. Also, do people complain? Thank you, Gandalf. I agree. This music's awesome. Do people bitch and complain about me being biased? I mean, I feel like I try to be very upfront with my bias. That I try to recognize. Yes, I'm trying my best to be objective, but like at the end of the day, just naturally, I have to grade myself on a curve. Like going into this game, I think LSU is objectively the better team. I think they have a big advantage at quarterback. I think they have better weapons. I would give A&M the lead at running back, certainly, but offensive line, I would give advantage to LSU. Defensive line, I would go A&M, but not by much. Defense as a whole, though, I think at this point I'd go LSU because of the otherworldly linebacker play and a secondary that now features Zy Alexander, one of the highest graded corners in the entire country. So it's like, I think LSU is better, but the spot heavily favors A&M. And you are still an LSU team that's bringing 11 freshmen at times to playing in these games. And this is a crazy, crazy stage for these young cats to play in. And this is what always worries me. And this is what's maybe the most impressive part about LSU thus far is there's been this consistent rise in terms of performance. But when you do have a very young team, which LSU isn't the youngest I've seen, but they're up there, variance can really come into play. Or one day you look like world beaters, the next you can't get out of your own way. Now, obviously, Kelly trying to be a consistent team. This is the thing he's fighting against every single day. It is the core of the development of the process and what it's supposed to achieve. But, laying it out on paper and then actually achieving it, two different things. I got some more information on A&M actually being a military college. We can get to that. First, I want to tell you to get Gordon and get it done today. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You need somebody who's going to stand up and fight for you, get you what you deserve. You want to go to Gordon, which, by the way, Garrett Nussmeier are now on the G team. You go see a sit down with him and G by following him on social media at Get Gordon, or you can watch Will Campbell go hunt gators in Lock Park. But yeah, man, you get in an accident, you know who to call. Okay, 225-888-8888. They'll stand up to the big insurance company. They'll get you what you deserve. Right there at the website, getgordon.com. You can see everything, all the different cases they handle. You can see past results from other customers. You can fill out a consult form or get in touch with you immediately. Get Gordon, get it done. Right now it's time for a Tay-Tay NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
Yeah, this is something that kind of came together late last night. I was listening to it in on the drive in this morning. Kansas City Chiefs are finalizing a trade to bring DeAndre Hopkins to Kansas City.
What?
From the Tennessee Titans. And the guys, they're getting a conditional 4th-round pick, which means it's probably a 5th. And if he plays a certain amount of snaps, it will become a 4th-round pick. And look, I get it. Hopkins has certainly lost a step because he's in his mid-30s. But look, let's not take away from the fact that he had awful quarterback play in 2023. He still put up 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 14 yards per catch. This is an offense right now, T-Bob. Like, think about how crazy this is. Think about how good of an organization the Chiefs are. Patrick Mahomes, 6 touchdowns, 8 picks. Travis Kelce, no touchdowns this year. Rashee Rice, their number 1 receiver, has been out for multiple weeks. Isaiah Pacheco hadn't played in multiple weeks. They are also 6-0 and undefeated. And you add a weapon like DeAndre Hopkins. Is he the top 5 receiver he used to be? No, but what he's going to do is open up stuff in the middle of the field with Travis Kelce. I mean, because if you watch the Chiefs this year, that middle of the field's not there, and that's where Mahomes is really good. I mean, he's throwing, short passes on the perimeter, a lot of screens. This is going to open things up for Kelce in the middle. I think this is a really good signing. Again, they get him for a conditional 4th-round pick, and this just makes them all the more tough to stop, because we talked about this with the Bills the other day, right? You were like, oh, Josh Allen, he's playing so well. He finally got a number 1 receiver. The Chiefs were like, hey, we're going to match you in a receiver. We're going to go get DeAndre Hopkins. I think this is a great play by them. And if you were someone who does not want to see the Chiefs win another Super Bowl, this was a blow to you.
I mean, it's crazy that they're 6-0 and he's a 6 to 8 touchdown to pick ratio.
Yep.
And I know it's not just the defense. So the defense obviously doing the heavy lifting. They've been awesome. But like, the other thing about Pat Mahomes, though, is his overall stats can be bad, but he still makes the plays at the end of the game so consistently to win the game. He's got that killer instinct that you can't teach. And so now, I mean, you just You just shored up their only weakness when they're already 6-0? It's ridiculous. Also, so the Titans were just done with Nuck then. I mean, for a 4th-round pick, and I'll just call it a 4th-rounder.
Yeah.
For a 4th-round pick, to let DeAndre Hopkins go. I mean, I guess you want the money off your books and everything, and you're probably getting into reset mode, but not only do you let him go, but you give it to an AFC rival? Kind of crazy to me, dude. You think we'll see a little Randy Moss? I mean, not that level, not record-breaking good, but do you think DeAndre Hopkins start to look like DeAndre Hopkins again?
Yeah, because look at the quarterbacks he's had in his career. I'm not talking about the age of DeAndre Hopkins. Look at the quarterback he's playing with. You could argue that the best quarterback that DeAndre Hopkins has played with was the two good Deshaun Watson years in Houston. I mean, that's it. He had Case Keenum. He had Tom Savage for a number of years in Houston.
Tommy
he had
Savage.
DeAndre Hopkins. He played with Kyler Murray. He played with Will frickin' Levis last year. He had 1,000 yards every year but 4. And he's been in the league for 12 years. With those quarterbacks, like, I don't care how old DeAndre Hopkins is, he's going to be effective for this team. And you were talking about their offense, like, as bad as Mahomes has been, 6 to 8, like, they're still moving the ball. They have arguably the best field goal kicker in the NFL in Harrison Butker.
True.
He's automatic. I mean, your running game with Kareem Hunt, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is about to come back. Like, they're running just enough to keep teams honest. Now you add another weapon that can get it done with bad quarterback play. Now you give him the best quarterback in the league. I think it's a great move.
Yeah, that ain't good for the NFL. You know, man, that always makes you think, looking at DeAndre Hopkins' career, like, God, what could somebody like that have been with better QB play? How, like, would we consider him amongst the all-time greats? Because when, like, Mike Thomas was setting the NFL record, DeAndre Hopkins was probably actually the best receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
I used to argue against it and argues for Thomas because, Homer and whatnot. But I see how we were arriving. But I mean, I could see how you could say at that time that Nuck was actually the best. So,
that's the thing, right? He's finally on a contender too. I mean, he goes from Texans to Cardinals to Titans, which is just awful. Not just quarterback play, like organization in general. Now he's with the Chiefs.
Yeah. Damn, it's a good story of the day, Tay. Proud of you. For once, you did it. For once, you fulfilled the original vision of the segment. Good job. All right, when we get back here on OTB, call. That's right. Pelicans game day, baby. Let's go. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge, allstartoyota at BatonRouge.com. Your next vehicle is there at All-Star, guys. Whether it's a big old truck like a Tundra or a solid work truck like the Tacoma. Maybe you want a luxury SUV like the Sequoia. Or I saw an Instagram video on the 2025 Siennas, and the minivans are, I mean, they're getting powerful. They're getting better every year. Make me want to get a third Murdered Out Mini. But also, look, if you need a service center or a body shop, they're right there off of Airline and Goodwood. They're conveniently located. They got your rental cars right there on site should you need something. They got a shuttle service that'll drop you, pick you back up. And they got the best prices. And it's open to all makes and models. All there off of Airline, All-Star, Toyota, BatonRouge.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2024 Ram 1500 truck for only $32,898. $32,898 for a new Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency. The light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Hey, you look cool, cat. You want to come check out my minivan? I got some Reese's. Come on now. Come on, what's your name, Tay-Tay? Come on now, get up in here. Yeah, feel that? That's that jazz. Chat's loving the jazz, guys. Told you, on a cool morning, nothing goes better, or a cool evening for that matter.
I I do like it. I feel like I'm sitting in like a bar in New York.
Exactly.
Just like living my best life.
Vibing.
Like I'm at the Carlisle with a nice little cocktail.
You see
You
cigar
hear that
smoke
little ditty?
faintly.
I don't want to hear nothing about Diddy.
I should have told Billy to spread him.
Shut up.
So here we sit on the edge of a brand new Pelican season, which means it's time to get this thing started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
What's happening, y'all? Tiger Labor and Staffing. Shortest wait period in the industry. Tiger Labor makes it easy to transfer top talent on your payroll quickly. Tiger Labor personally vets your workforce of all your staffing needs, whether short or long term. They're not just forwarding resumes to you, but interviewing, dispatching in person every morning at 5 a.m. Shout out our friends at Tiger Labor and Staffing. Yeah, so the Pelicans begin tonight, and I got to be honest, guys. I'm feeling a bit of the bandwidth issue where I don't my brain. I'm out of bandwidth right now a little bit. I'm trying to cover all of college football, cover the Saints, some of the NFL, trying to still get my spooky season activities in, maybe watch a couple scary movies, trying to raise these kids. It kind of jumped on me that the Pelicans begin today, and they're in the blender against the Chicago Bulls. Chicago's bad. Is Lonzo Ball playing? I don't know. I know Levine's still there. Ball is playing.
Yeah, Lonzo Ball is playing.
So what I can't get an accurate read on, I keep seeing
That was his big deal or no big deal that we shut down the other day.
I know.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's right.
He was like, Lonzo Ball, we're like, no big deal.
That was
Objectively was a big deal.
That was a good bit. No, it's not a big deal.
It's
Still not
Lonzo
a big deal.
Ball is a big deal.
So Trey Murphy's out tonight. DeJounte Murray is being listed as questionable for personal reasons. He had to go take care of a family emergency, I guess, Sunday and Monday of this week. What about Zion? What's the latest there? I feel like people have been telling me he's questionable, but then I'm not seeing anything on any of the injury reports. Do you know, Tay-Tay?
I have not heard.
And look, guys, I'll be more locked in on the Pelicans going forward. I'll watch the game night. I apologize that I'm so half-assed right now, but again, bandwidth and whatnot.
I mean, you know, Trey's out, but
yeah,
that'd be the only one that's like out.
Sorry, I hadn't read the article. All I saw was that he was a game time decision, but he was sick, so he didn't practice the other day.
Okay, you better play. I don't care. You better play.
We'll see.
First game of the year, you got to set the tone. This is a very important season for the Pelicans. It kind of feels a bit do or die for this this modern makeup of them, even though maybe that's not the case, because I still think it's an incredibly oddly built team with no real center to speak of, and then trying to say like Herb's going to play the 5, and you still got Brandon Ingram there, and maybe they make it work. That'd be awesome. I just, again, while I've really, really liked Brandon Ingram at times in Pelican uniform, hell, I own a Brandon Ingram jersey. Sometimes the fit with him and Zion especially can be a bit awkward. Both want to be ball dominant. Both want to drive. Brandon has the mid-range. Zion does not, but Zion finishes around the rim unlike anybody else. It just doesn't feel very complimentary. So we'll see if they maybe unlocked something during the offseason, as I'm a bit surprised that David Griffin and company never found a deal to their liking. But I mean, with the Pelicans too, everything just always goes back to health as well. Everything goes back to health. We've seen it the last couple of years. Zion dominating. What was it, 2 years ago? Pelicans. Zion goes on that run. He's dominating for a month. Pelicans get up to like 3rd in the West. He gets hurt. Everything falls apart. Last year, dominating down the stretch, completely kicking ass, about to put you into the playoffs. That Laker playing, and then gets hurt. Everything falls apart. So here's to hoping that this year will be the year when it's different, and our New Orleans Pelicans can finally fulfill the potential that they've kind of flashed over the last couple of years, because they have potential. They really do, to be a legitimately good playoff team. And I'm really excited to see DeJounte Murray and him in this offense, or him on this team. And you know what having like a true point guard can do for this team. But we'll see. We're gonna start learning tonight because I don't think the Bulls are very good. The problem is at the beginning of the NBA season, it kind of doesn't matter who's not very good or good because it's same thing in the NFL, any sport, right? Everybody's still playing with that belief because every year there's one or two teams that just shock you because they don't have the pieces yet they end up being awesome, and the Bulls still think they could be that. Well, we'll see tonight.
The thing about this, you're still trying to work out, is Herb truly going to play your 5? Are you going to have a mix of that? And then for the Bulls, you have Nikola Vucevic as their 5, who really good NBA center.
Yeah.
I think this early in the year, the Pelicans are actually going to struggle in this game because of that. Now, the Bulls, they don't have DeMar DeRozan anymore. He's in Sacramento now, but you traded for Josh Giddey. He's a good two-way player. He can D up some guys as well, but I think they're going to struggle down low first game.
We're going to see. Again, if you try to go small ball, do you have the shooting for it? That's the big question to me. It doesn't seem like you do, especially now without Trey Murphy, but we'll see. Scott says, go Spurs, go. Do they play tonight?
I agree. No, they play tomorrow.
Oh, really?
They play the Mads.
Ooh. Going to lose to your Texas rival to start the season? That hurts. I'm so sad for you.
I don't know. I'm excited about the Spurs this season.
Jeremy Sokat.
Yeah, he's on the starting 5.
Huh?
Wemby, Harrison.
I know.
Barnes,
I mean, to be clear, it is
Chris Paul.
We are on the edge of the Wemby era.
They still have Devin Vassell. He was good off the bench too. So.
I forgot about Chris Paul.
Yeah, and then we got Stephon Castle.
I like Stephon Castle.
Got a good little perimeter going.
For Stephen Fort.
Honest question: who is a bigger rival for the Spurs, the Mavericks or the Rockets? I would imagine the Mavericks since they've been better.
Yeah.
She never knew.
What's a worse Texas city, Houston or Dallas?
Houston, 100%.
Really? Oh wow, you said that with some.
Yeah, I cannot stand Houston.
Oh, okay.
The last time I went to Houston, I had a panic attack. I do like screwed up music, but like last time I went, I had a panic attack.
Yeah.
Too many people there.
Too many people. Too much
traffic
concrete.
Is horrible. Ugh. Yeah.
Well, we'll see, baby. Pelicans tonight in action. Something to, you know what I am excited for? First off, I'm excited that it's actually going to be on TV again so everybody can watch. And I'm excited to hear Joel and AD. That is one thing that you do have that is one of the best in the NBA is Joel Myers and Antonio Daniels on the call. They're fantastic. When we get back, let's do some Ask the Bench.
Off the bench.
Go Tommys.com. That's for Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Huh. What do you think they do, guys? Taylor?
Doors and siding?
Yep. Proud of you. See? So easy, even an idiot can figure it out. I didn't even mean to set you up like that. I apologize. Thank you for being such a good sport about it. GoTommys.com. Hardy Plank, vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows, any type of door, it's all there for you. And look, Tommy's has won the Angie Super Service Award every year because they've been in existence because Tommy's, that was kind of why he started this thing, man. You know, he'd been in this game for 2 decades. He said, I've learned a lot, but I think there are things I'd do differently. He's brought that philosophy to this company, and well, the results speak for themselves. And when you're talking about getting something like vinyl windows, right, that becomes energy efficient. You save money. They pay for themselves over time. So make the Tommy's team one of the bids on your next project. GoTommys.com.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
It's no secret, the best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
There it is, the extra mile. on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Hey guys, I do want to remind you about my friends at Oak Park Events. They got 2 beautiful venues for any weddings, corporate events, anything, luncheons, networking. It's all there at Oak Lodge and Park 73. And look, we've been doing it forever, right? So it's a true turnkey service in terms of food, ambiance, everything. But what about the holidays, okay? You got a big Christmas party, luncheon. We got only a couple left, so you want to act now. We got a couple primo dates left at Park 73. And if you want to go book consultation tour, you can by going to Oak Park Events. It's PARCevents.com. But, I mean, you want to talk about setting the mood without you actually doing anything. The festive decor, beautiful Christmas trees, brick fireplace out there that you can set up a s'more station at. I mean, your holiday party, Park 73, Oak Lodge. Go check out the date, see if it works for you today. Ask the Bench, brought to you by Cole Kurz Light. Visit our Sons of Blue Moon Lights. Guys, such a sweet. Will T. Diddy come back from exile for the A&M game? No. No.
Do it.
Nope. You got to be careful with your bits. That was a 1-week bit. This is more of just like a barbarian all-out war. I mean, this is a fight. These are 2 good teams, the only 2 undefeated teams in the SEC, in Conference Miami. Similar teams, like Lucci said, in terms of how the rhythm of the season is played out. We'll find a I'll find the angle, but it's not gonna be T. Diddy. Hashtag got some inch. What are y'all cooking up for the game Saturday? Oh, I had a couple more sausages yesterday. Taylor, your sausage was very good. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And then I busted out from a guy, Chef Cullen, I busted out the rosemary garlic sausage, and that was very good as well. I'd probably give the slight edge to the pineapple.
How'd you eat it? Like, did you just grill it, or did you?
Yeah, I've just put it on the cast iron, grilled it up. And then some pieces in a Nani's hot glaze finishing sauce. Other pieces just plain. You know. What was it though? It's pineapple and what?
Pineapple pepper jack.
And who was it? Also, to be fair to the rosemary garlic sausage, pineapple pepper jack's like that's my thing. That's like my favorite. So, shout out. Thank you for the sausage, Taylor. Alondra, if you want to brown nose me and give me sausage as well, feel free. Okay, I'm just saying. Ask the Bench.
I will not be doing that.
Would you like some of my sausage?
Yeah.
Ask the Bench. Who's a bigger simp? T-Bob for Lucci or Scott Dice for Alondra after she said something about finding a man to marry? Me for Lucci, because I legitimately love Lucci.
Yeah.
I am
also,
simp
if you
number
want
one.
to simp for me, that's fine too. Like
Yeah, hell
anybody.
Yeah, hell yeah. I agree.
I love all my simps.
Ask the bench, does Elantra drive an Elantra? If
don't.
not, why?
I don't know why.
Can't you just borrow one of your neighbor's Range Rovers?
I probably
or Land
could.
Rovers?
I don't know how stingy they are with them, but yeah.
I can't be that stingy. You're fine.
I mean, they're just sitting there, so.
Ask the bench, who's your breakout player on Saturday?
I feel like all the breakout players that I've been saying, like, I want to see them break out, have broken out.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll give you one who's like a starter, but I think he's in for a big game, like getting into the end zone for the first time in a while. CJ Daniels.
yeah, I like that. I like that one. That one's pretty good. I want to see, I mean, Tradez Green could have a role after last week, like maybe red zones, big opportunities there. But I feel like the breakout player is going to come from the defensive side of the ball. Like that's ultimately where I feel like this game's going to be decided. I mean, is like a Sage Ryan or Major Burns coming up with a huge pick count? Does maybe Zy Alexander have to be relied on to continue to be that shutdown corner? I don't know. I mean, you know, that interior line's going to have to be at their best because this is a powerful rushing attack. They're going to have to try to stop and set up Greg Penn and Whit Weeks to stop. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that, Fonz. It's a good question. Hashtag Ask the Bench, favorite horror movie. I've always loved the original Nightmare on Elm Street. I love the original Scream.
Halloween.
Yeah, I love
Halloween.
Halloween.
Yeah, original Halloween. It Follows is always up there for me. I don't know if I have a with a bullet favorite, though.
Yeah.
I really like Cabin in the Woods.
I like it.
It's a damn good movie.
Different twist, yeah.
Damn good movie.
I do love Sinister, too.
Who doesn't love Ethan Hawke?
Yeah.
Ask the bench, what does LSU need to make sure that Connor never gets into a rhythm? You got to stop the run. If you stop the run and put this on Wigman, that's a good recipe. All right, we love you. We'll see you tomorrow for more OTB.
Off the bench.
Go to Coleman Roofing and Construction, ColemanRoof.com, ColemanRoof.com. Louisiana's most reliable, most respected, and most complete roofing company, and I mean that in a multitude of different ways, guys. Now, in terms of the reliability and the respectability, you can go check out the online reviews, and you can see them right there on the website at ColemanRoof.com, and you'll see what I'm talking about. In terms of the completeness, though, well, a few different areas. First, any size project, commercial, residential, it doesn't matter. Over 41 years, Coleman Roof has grown to where they can handle anything. It's also anywhere in the state of Louisiana and even the Gulf South region. It's any type of roof that you may have. And it's the construction portion as well. So like a tree falls on your home, they fix the inside and they fix the roof. Guys, 41 years of doing it the right way, okay? Trust them. Coleman Roofing and Construction, ColemanRoof.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram can get you in a new 2024 Ram 1500 truck for only $32,898. $32,898 for a new Ram 1500 truck. All new Bayou Automotive vehicles come with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you.